I've made one video every single day for the last 50 days. This is all of them in one big, unnecessarily large 4-hour marathon. The last 50 days of my life documented and shared to YouTube, and boy, is it not that interesting. I don't know what to say. I just gotta start talking. It's May 13th of the year 2024, and I am going to start doing a daily uploading. That's gonna be the attempt on this channel that no one's supposed to watch, with the intent that no one was ever supposed to watch any of it, for my sake of doing better when it comes to video production and uploading. Oh god, I already hate this. One might call it a daily vlog, perhaps, and I'm gonna have to force myself to not make any over-the-top edits or go way too long or re-record or re-repeat myself dozens and dozens and dozens of times. There are benefits to this, many benefits. It should help my overall performance on my actual channels that I put effort into and try to make somewhat enjoyable view-wise, and have it where I don't have to repeat myself so many times when even reading out the occasional script that I write. Also, it should help me push through whatever weird little feelings that I've been feeling as of late that I've always really had when it comes to video content creation. And they're really strong right now. They're not great. So if I upload and force myself to upload this crap daily, not like, oh, I'll do it and I'll do a few days of it and then put it all out once, that would be a better product. But again, this is SAS, where everything's supposed to be bad. Because actually, I don't know why. So on this not daily vlog of whatever bull crap, god, I hate the word vlogging. I hate vlogging, actually. This is a miserable experience for me, talking out loud to a camera, to an audience that I don't even know if it exists. And if it does, then they are watching, which is an awkward insight on who I am. That's awful in a lot of ways. And I have done similar experiments to this before, so maybe perhaps this should go well, based on those experiences that didn't go well. Hopefully this won't be an unfettered mess and something that is actually doable. There are a few issues though. One, I don't do anything really outside the house. I've been trying to leave more recently. Maybe I'll talk about that later on, but right now it doesn't matter. So that'll be difficult to find stuff to talk about, and I would like these videos to be a few minutes long, but I feel like I'd be lucky if they even broke 3 minutes on average. So this is going to be a real struggle of a challenge. Hopefully this lasts more than a few weeks. Otherwise, this would be an awkward thing that I would feel like I needed to take down, but I never really take down anything on this channel because this is my crap posting place. Speaking of, almost knocked down some really expensive headphones. That would have gone poorly. Joe, my roommate's father, Jesus Christ, can't believe I keep that up, is coming over today. We're picking him up from the airport, so we need to get the guest room ready instead of just making the bed and having it done like we should, like normal people, in case anybody ever needs it, last minute notice, which, you know, that would make sense, except we don't really have people come over last minute or first minute, or whatever the equivalent of last minute is scheduled. This probably should have been done a long while back. There's litter on here, the cat's been sleeping on it. I need to get the vacuum. It's supposed to be real life, right? I'm supposed to be showing the mundane things that I don't ever actually do on a daily basis. You like this? This is what people want to watch? No? No? Well, good. Hopefully they don't watch. I really should make a list of things that I'm supposed to be doing and not doing, like checking to make sure I'm even in the shot, because I might not have been for a good portion of that. Oh, if you can't tell how uncomfortable I am doing this, oh, let me tell you, this is awful. Let's talk shop, shall we? The goals of this. I know I'm all over the place, and I'm gonna be like that for a while because I really have not a lot of plans going into this. I have a few things maybe I'd like to talk about in the meantime for a day or two, but as of right now, it's looking sparse. The main thing I'd like to achieve with this is just to get videos out every day, or at least as regularly as possible. And I don't want to set myself up and allow myself the option to not do this daily, but realism does kick in. There are some days that I wouldn't be able to do it, except what am I talking about? I just said a few moments ago, I don't do anything, so what a crock of crap. So, okay, cut all of that. First thing, every day, every day. I don't like filming around people. I really don't like filming around people. I've been doing this for nearly 6 years, so you think I'd be a little bit better at it. And not just doing it for 6 years, doing it basically full time for a lot of that. I should be significantly better. Honestly, across the board on whatever channels I've ever worked on, they should be much more prolific in their numbers for everything. And that just goes to show why I need to do this so badly, or not. Maybe I should double down and focus on those a little bit more, but that's irrelevant to the point. I need to cut a lot of this because now I'm rambling. 1, I need to upload every day. 2, I would like to make sure that this is, to keep this a daily thing, to not do a bunch of editing to it and just make it go out raw, which also entails not doing a lot of repeats and reiterating of the same exact lines because I keep stumbling all over myself. So just leave it how it is and keep going. It's gonna come out bad. It should also help me go through the backlog of stuff that I have recorded for this. It's not a ton at this point, but there's probably like 10 videos worth of stuff on here that I never get to because it's like, it's a later project, but if I make it in a bigger priority, I should do it, even though it won't go anywhere. It'll be done and it'll feel like I've accomplished things. And that leads us into the third thing. My videos that I normally do shouldn't take as long as they do. I am, at this point in time, I don't have another position at a company. I'm not working for someone. All that I'm doing is making videos for one channel, really, Sans, and I'm not doing that regularly enough. In all reality, the videos that I do there do take a lot of effort, not hard work. I'm not saying like I'm busting my butt in the mines or going off to a factory job. It's far from that. But it is a lot of time that is put towards some of these. However, I feel like it should be cut down considerably. And I'm at the point where I think these videos should take no more than a week, 2 at max. Every time I go to start a new video or even go to continue to work on a video, there's always this absurdly stupid hurdle of like, ugh, now I have to build, ugh, now I have to film, ugh, now I have to edit, ugh, now I have to film some more, ugh, my life is so hard, poor me. And I want to just move on by that because it is obnoxious. So hopefully doing this should help me, you know, like, ooh, I'm getting stuff done. I need to continue to get more stuff done. I can't just sit down and doom scroll all day, and I don't even like it. I don't know, that's awful. Who wants to doom scroll all day? I need to seriously cut this. I can't let myself cut this though. I need to just keep moving forward. That's the whole goal. Also, maybe at some point this will be better and I'll like actually move the camera around while I'm talking and like show things a bit better and like get better at the actual process, because I feel like I'm pretty decent at doing that. Or rather, I feel like I'm decent with the thought of doing that, the actual execution of said thing. That's where I fumble and stumble a little bit. So I need to stop rambling because I've been doing this, I don't know, 8 minutes maybe? And ooh, maybe hitting 3 minutes won't be so hard. I need to stop and finish cleaning and making this room. And then I gotta go sort some Lorcana cards because that's a priority apparently. I have already kind of alluded to it, but I don't like filming in front of people. I especially do not like vlogging with people. Oh, it's not as bad with someone that's either already making content or someone like my wife. It's not the greatest. I'm still not the best. I can sometimes do it with those kinds of people or my brother, but doing it with other people, especially family, oh, that is the worst. I hate it so much. It's always so awkward. I'm already awkward around people enough. I'm already way too awkward with my family members. They're supposed to be, you know, the closest people to me, and it's sometimes it's a struggle to get through some conversations with some of them. So this is another thing that I really don't want to do. I need to figure out a way how to vlog every day or make videos, whatever you want to call it. I need to figure out something with that. Help me workshop that. None of you that is watching this right now. So I just need to figure it out. So an example, I'm going to pick up Joe today, and I don't want to vlog any of that. So I'm like vlog before, maybe when we get back, but that cuts out several hours of the day. I know I don't need to hit every single thing all the time, but when life is as boring as mine, you gotta work for something. You gotta get something in there. Bathroom is done. Bedroom is done. Now I need to go count some more Kana cards because that is not a waste of my time or anyone else's. It really isn't a waste of my time. What else do I have to do? I'm not sure if you, the imaginary viewer, is familiar with the Disney Lorcana card game, but it's essentially Magic the Dork Gathering, but with Disney characters. And Claire has been playing it an awful lot recently. Off and on an awful lot, and she bought tickets to a tournament in Atlanta here soon in a few weeks, and we have to finish organizing our cards, i.e. I need to finish organizing them and then counting them all by their individual card. It takes a lot of time. It's somewhat satisfying to do, but man, it is a time sunk. Let's see how long this takes. I got over half of it organized and not cataloged. Still have to do that, but I had to stop prematurely to go make the bed and clean the water for the cat's water situation. He always gets litter in it. It is not obnoxious at all. Now I need to go to the airport, and it just started raining, and it's rush hour traffic. 5 o'clock just hit, so this should be not a short trip at all. I'm hungry. Oh boy, I really hope this is in frame. And, you know, I don't know how low I have to sit down. I feel like this should be fine. If it's not, then my head's cut off, and who cares? Not me. That's not true, I care. But it's just shy of 11 after we finally got to the airport. It took a while with the heavy rain and heavy traffic, but afterwards we stopped and got dinner for the first time in a while. We don't normally eat out that often. Most of the time, most regularly, we eat meals at home. But with a new person here, we'll probably be going out rather regularly this week. And that is my day. I feel as if I have much more to say, but it'd probably be rambly. And I need to get this edited for tomorrow, so I can start on tomorrow's thing. Tomorrow. Do this every day. Second day, I'm up at 9:30. This is an abnormal occasion, but hey, doing this every day might as well get up again early and try to keep that going. Also, not getting on my phone again while getting up, this is good stuff. I probably shouldn't update everything, and I was thinking about maybe making these short on purpose to like keep consistency with myself and keep it like a challenge, also so I don't run on for 18 minutes of footage. Because that takes a minute to go through, as I realized last night as I was going through it, and I really don't want to spend an hour and a half on this kind of stuff. Or to shower and eat and freak the cat out. You freaking out? Now I know why all 8 of you are watching, and it's to get, obviously, to get my reaction to the new Lego set. Now normally I wake up every day and this is like the first thing I look at is Lego leaks. Are Lego leaks? Whatever. It is smaller than I thought. It's the eye. I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting new helmet molds. You know, I was expecting a bit more. They look good. You know what's wild? People's inability to make up their mind and not second guess and stagger on everything. And by people, I mean specifically myself. I spent the day, after recording the one clip that I did, the first one, not knowing what I should do. And it all comes down to me talking about a Lego set that just got announced. This is so dumb. The whole point of this exercise and uploading all these videos is that I don't second guess myself, so I'm not continually not moving forward. So I don't have the time to give myself, to doubt myself, to not do stuff, to get in my own way, to doom scroll, to spend way too much time watching YouTube, or just not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And in the process of trying to do something that's the complete opposite of always doing the same thing, I did it again. Isn't on the second day? After I briefly mentioned that a new Lego set got announced, my thought was like, well, I shouldn't really talk about that. This isn't a Lego channel. That's what my Lego channel's for. But the whole point of this, of me even showing it, of my reaction to it, like my genuine, honest reaction to it, was that I'm supposed to be vlogging or whatever I need to end up calling this. And I should be showing updates throughout my day, whether or not that's the main part of the video or not. And not just... My original intent for today was to talk about the current video I'm working on and why I'm kind of struggling a little bit with getting it out the door. But because I talked about the set for 4 seconds, I thought, well, maybe I should just do my honest opinion on the set and like what I like about it or what I don't like about it. But why would I be doing that? I should save that for a Lego channel, shouldn't I? But that's the whole point of this channel, to do whatever comes up. So I guess today's theme would be second guessing yourself and not doing that, just going forward. I should have just either talked about the Lego set or continued vlogging throughout the day. And because I have my inability to pick one or the other, it's now midnight and I waited this whole time when I should have been editing and wrapping this video up for tomorrow's upload. This is going well. I find it fascinating that this video is a 1 out of 10 on this channel. Not that that's a high bar, this channel. It is not supposed to get views. It was made with the intent not to do well. Not like in the back of my mind I wasn't always hoping like, oh, maybe this nonsense garbage would just do well for some reason, despite not putting any of the effort or any requirement that it would take to do well into it. But it getting a 1 out of 10 is so very interesting. Not that it means anything, like I just said, but interesting. Doing yesterday's video and was an exact opposite of second guessing myself. It was just doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, I constantly was thinking this is dumb. As I said in the video, that wasn't an overreaction. Like I was constantly saying, this is dumb, this is stupid, I hate this, I don't want to do this. But doing it was, and getting it done, despite not recording nearly enough for the day, I still did it. So why can't I follow through on the very next day? It's not as if I spent the whole day being super busy, not at the house or anything like that. Far from it. I sat in this room the majority of my day, struggling to get more of my video done. Well, that's, again, would have been a perfect topic for actually talking about the video that I've been struggling to finish in general. This is so stupid because I already said it, because I was second guessing, like flip-flopping. Should I talk about a Lego set or should I actually continue on with my day? I didn't do either. And now it's the end of the day, past the end of the day. And I'm supposed to be getting up early now. Aren't people just so interesting? You want to do all this work, you want to get all of these things done, you want to accomplish all of these terrific feats by whatever standards your measurements are, and you just don't for some reason. I don't for some reason. I have the wherewithal, I think. I have the ability, I think. I definitely have the time. There's no need to second guess that. I have the time. So why not just do it? Why didn't I just talk about the Lego set? Or why didn't I just talk about my video? Maybe deep down I wanted to do both. So I'm doing this video to milk out an extra day because it's going to be difficult to talk about something every single day, which is why I wanted to do the Lego review, my ideas of how I feel about the set today, because I need to figure out something every day. What is wrong with me? I need to get better at not cropping off my head, which would require checking, which would require more time, so it's not a problem. Third day, I woke up again at 9 o'clock, feeling good, even though I went to bed a little bit too late. Irrelevant. The first day's videos view count is quite a shock. It's at over 300 right now, which is not really anything, and that's not necessarily the goal of this. It's just surprising. That's all. I just wanted to acknowledge it's interesting. Because we currently have a house guest and we can't just pretend that the outside world doesn't exist and stay shut inside forever, we have to grossly leave the house today. Here in a little bit after we eat breakfast, we're going to be going to one of the Disney water parks, Typhoon Lagoon. Don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's neat. I need to figure out if I'm going to go record while outside today. That terrifies me. Not really, I'm not terrified, but the thought of going outside and recording stuff in public, I'm not a huge fan. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna go out and vlog going somewhat, a little bit. I'm gonna keep it discreet like I normally do, and then figure out something to talk about. This is a necessary challenge. Necessary why? I don't know. I'll figure that out. Should I go with classic blue, Hawaii throw up, or thigh high highlighter? These are big, ultimately irrelevant choices. I don't want to leave you blue ball. Do I look at me or do I look at the camera? I don't know which one. Thigh high highlighter. Ooh, I should probably blur that. I had to make a quick stop at a rental house not too far from us and do some final checks before handing the keys over to the renters. Not my rental house, I'm just helping get it set up. I wish it were mine. I enjoy swimming. Water parks are real fun between the wave pools or the lazy rivers or the slides. It's a good time, and I am in a lucky enough position where I can go to them pretty regularly. But it is such a wake-up call to come and just be hit with reality that I gotta work out more, or like at all. I need to like go run or something. I need to be active, or I could order 3 boxes of mini donuts. You see why the dilemma is not that difficult. I've had to stop using the deodorant I've been using for years because it apparently gives me rashes. So I've been going through all this natural garbage that doesn't do anything, I still smell. But this current one smells like Crayola. Rose or something is munching up crayons and putting it in a liquid form and putting on you. And I can't say that the smell of wax sticks on your underarms is super impactful when it comes to BO. It's been interesting. I wasn't quite sure what to talk about today, but I guess it doesn't matter because there's enough going on outside of the house, i.e. us leaving, where I don't need to talk about anything in particular. But I do think that makes for a less interesting video to watch. That brings up a dilemma for now and then also future events. The more to do, the more to show, but the more to show, the less to say. What's more interesting? I guess I'll find out. I probably didn't mention I'm going out and getting food. Dinner. Yeah, I'm going to dinner. Probably should have started with that. I guess I failed to mention that we were eating at a restaurant in one of the Disney hotels and taking the monorail to one of the parks afterwards. That probably would have been information valuable to know. Where it can be shown. I genuinely don't know what to talk about. I mean, there should be plenty to talk about. I could talk about my surroundings or my reactions to things, but that's boring. No one cares about that. It's weird. So much to do, so little to say. Or so little for me. I'm recording outside in public right now, and it is nerve-wracking. Oh, I hate this. I feel like a jerk. I mean, it's Disney World. It's probably one of the most vlogged in, recorded places on the entire planet. People are doing it left and right. And maybe if I weren't so judgmental about other people doing it, I wouldn't feel so judged by the no one that's even noticing me because they're spending hundreds if not thousands of dollars to be in a park. Maybe I need to workshop that. Or I could continue being a complete weirdo and freezing up anytime someone pulls out a camera, or when I pull out a camera by myself. Like, there's really no one around me right now. I'm practically by myself. And yet, this daily nonsense is gonna be difficult. I really have no idea what to say. I probably should have come in with some sort of plan. This will be another recurring theme. I'm not trying to make this good. We're just trying to make it. It's just been one of those days. I'm currently on the way to an auto repair place because the same one that did my oil change a week and a half ago, because I am leaking oil at an alarmingly rapid rate. Hopefully they just messed it up and it's not gonna be expensive or anything and nothing crazy and won't take a long time. We'll see. We will. Looks like it's the drain plug that wasn't properly put on or over tightened, or I don't know, it came loose. Maybe just a faulty one. Not sure. I need to. Today's not been a bad day. It's just been going well. I probably should have started updating earlier, except the earliest update I could have done is one, when I woke up and got out of bed because didn't wake up early. That was the first strike. Second, I had to go back to the rental house to change all the locks and set codes for everything, and one of them is broken. That 10-minute excursion changed into an hour-long adventure. And then finally, the car was leaking a lot of oil, so I had to take it back. Historically speaking, I would change the oil, or my dad would, but I don't have car jacks, or the tools, or a car jack. Fortunately, it was just a simple plug, and hopefully that's all it was. And now, I think we're gonna go swimming, since we still have a house guest. And then, I need to figure out how this works. I need some help, either from people that make videos or people that just consume videos. What's done? Do you just film everything all day and then cut out the best parts, or do you just film whatever and slap it together and hope it works? I don't know, but I'm at 1 minute and 15 seconds, which length isn't anything, length isn't everything. It's irrelevant. I'm just supposed to be getting these out, right? But I just stopped at I need to go to the pool and I'm gonna figure it out, and then all I filmed was this. This is nothing. This is nothing. Do I just film and hope for the best, or do I try to plot something out in the beginning of the day and work through that, but then I have to have an idea every day? Or do I try to find something in it, but then I just start out the day every single day? It's like, I woke up, it's this time, and now I'm gonna go do this thing, which is probably eating. That sounds horrifically boring, and without any I was about to say without any chance of like growing or doing well views-wise, but that's not what this is supposed to be. Conflict, lots of conflict here. I keep asking myself these questions of what I need to figure out and how I need to approach this, and I don't know. I just know I need to keep doing it, and maybe it'll figure itself out. But in the meantime, it's rough. It's gonna be rough. excuse the thunderous sounds of thunder. The landlord subplot should come to an end today. We're about to go, make sure the locks are fixed by whoever installed them, so that's nice, and then clean an oil stain out of the driveway that someone may or may not have left. And it may or may not have been me. It was most certainly me. And now I have to clean it because it's a brand new driveway. Yay. It's amazing how much can get done in a day when you actually get up early and go do things. Do people know about this? Went and handed over the keys to the renters. Nothing was fixed. Door's still not working properly. And now the lights in the kitchen keep flipping off. So that's great. That's great. Gonna have to deal with that probably maybe sometime in the near future. Oh well. Did another walkthrough of a house. Not mine. Just don't get excited. And that's going along smoothly, so that's also nice. Had lunch, got a screen finally for our house that's been missing for over a year. Our gardener had his stuff stolen in the back of his truck while he was working on our yard. That's awesome. Love that for him. Made contact with neighbors and actually finally exchanged phone numbers with some of them that have been putting off for months. And it's not even 3 o'clock, which is normally when I would wake up. Wow, look at me doing things. I mean, not really anymore. They're just joining along with the ride and not volunteering to do so. But things are happening and productivity is a thing, and I have not worked on my video in 3 days. I said that mostly as a joke. I have worked on my video, just not enough. Is me doing this taking away from me being productive and getting actual videos that could perform well done? Perhaps, but with someone here, not really doing as much as I normally would or should be doing, and I gotta keep that in mind. But that does take me to another point. The first day or two, I don't even know if I did it after the first one, I was using the Rode mics that we normally use. I know, very interesting stuff. It takes a bit of time to set it up, and then carrying it around with me is a bit of a hassle. Now, if these were actually having a little bit more effort into them, probably would do it more. Now I'm just using the audio, and if it sounds bad, oh well. I did remember that we have this little gimbal thing that's supposed to keep sturdy and stable shots that we don't ever use because we rarely ever use our phones to record. Wasn't a waste of money because it just wasn't. Shut up. I could start using this again, which would be pretty helpful and useful. But will I? We're going back to Disney here in a few minutes to get dinner because our house guest is leaving tomorrow and they want to do a little bit more before they're gone, which is fine. I think we're just getting dinner and then we'll walk around for a little bit. Those annual passes aren't entirely expensive if you go all the time and spend more money, meaning it's even more expensive. Ah, who cares? My camera quality makes that whole shot look like some scene out of World at War where some alien tripod's gonna come out of the water and evaporate everybody. In Disney World, we just had a neat experience. Space Mountain, one of the roller coasters, was broken down, and when we went on the People Mover, which goes through it, it was completely lit up. Normally, it's pitch black and you can't see anything. You just hear people zooming on by, screaming. It was pretty neat to witness the inside working of it and what it looks like. And turns out it's just a bunch of scaffolding. Only a giant dork that's ridden the ride one too many times would actually care. So me, that's me. Now we're walking back to our car, since that's a little bit faster than taking a boat or a monorail or a ferry or a bus or any other mode of transportation. Walking a mile is somehow better. We stopped to grab some dessert on our way back and I had some dibs. I haven't had those in a long time. I don't ever want them again. I don't know who eats that. It's not real ice cream. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. It was nasty, and if you eat those, you're nasty. There's so many better options, like grass. Grass tastes better. Grass is a better experience. Yeah, that's it for the day. Just, you're gross. All you dibs eaters. You're nasty. You disgust me. Oh, I also thought this is neat. I accidentally noticed that the reflection of my computer screen, this black, is a great way to make sure that my head is actually cropped in the frame and not looking like this. And if my head is cropped out while I was talking, that'll be embarrassing. But not as embarrassing as you watching this. Are you filming? Because I'm not. Yeah, that's not a joke at all. It is 11:43 at night, and that is the first thing I filmed all day. Do I regret it? Yes. Will I change? No. Am I happy? That's a little bit too deep for today. Our house guest got kicked out. I was just working on my video. There's not a lot going on, and I honestly just didn't want to turn on my camera and do anything. But why? Look at this face. How am I supposed to recreate this face every day without turning this stupid phone on and doing it? In today's episode of My Life is So Hard, why is everything so difficult? I complained about things that I could easily fix. Why is this still spinning? So I'm working on this video, right? Of course, naturally. What else would I be doing with my time? Working a real job, please. It's where I take this set, which is arguably one of the most unique that LEGO's ever put out under the Star Wars name. And in the video, I'm taking it and upgrading it by making the builds minifigure scale to the micro figures, these little tiny goobers right here. Problem is, absolutely nothing. This should have been done a month ago. There is actually a problem, and it's not one that's so straightforward. It's me. Hi, I have most of the builds done, and some of them, I'm gonna be honest, for my building skills being as meager, sad, and pathetic as they are, they came out looking not too bad. Now there's a few other things that I have to build and put together, and that shouldn't take too terribly long. It's just I haven't finished it, and for a very bad reason. I just haven't done it. I can't explain why when this is something that I enjoy doing as much as I do, but every step of it feels like this massive gargantuan hurdle that I have to like climb over just to get going. Oh, I have to build Lego. I have to sum that Lego. And then after all of that, I have to edit? No, I know. My life is very difficult, and you should be feeling sympathy for me. Like, it's almost as if I'm working a back-breaking, grueling 18-hour shift in a factory. Why am I still spinning? And I think in part it's just because the videos themselves are a lot of time and energy to be put into them. Like upwards of 80 hours on some of them, and that is a bit stupid for how bad they do sometimes. Oh well. Doing these small tiny videos hopefully is helping me just blast through that. The more usually that I have to do, the more productive that I am, which shouldn't work that way, but this video is one that I've looked forward to doing for a long time, years. The skill level of my mock building doesn't necessarily meet the level of video that I want to make, and it still doesn't, it never has, but it's just something like I have to hop into and hope for the best. My life's hard, guys. It really, come on, it's hard. Oh man, I'm just repeating myself from the very first day with some of these talking points, and I wanted to have an actual serious conversation about why I'm getting so hung up on video after video, and it's just, it's dumb. It's so stupid for me to want to talk about that when it's not that big of a deal. It's just something that's like, just do it, idiot. I'm talking to myself. I'm assuming you're not stupid, but you are watching this, except I'm making this. Tomorrow I have an actual better idea of things to talk about. I really thought this was gonna work, but who am I kidding? I'm talking about not being able to play with Lego properly. 7 days? I didn't think I was gonna make it. Well, that's not a joke. Seriously, a video every day for 7 days in a row? I have not done that, excluding short form content, in a long time, multiple years. So good on me, even though they all are terrible. I would like to take a moment to reflect on how bad they were. I'm gonna do a tier list of the 6 videos I've done. Which one's the worst? Which one's the best? It's all irrelevant. They're objectively bad. I'm gonna respond to the comments that I've received so far because I haven't been doing that through the comment section like a normal person. Some of them are fun, some of them are... Actually, no, they're all pretty good in terms of being nice. And finally, I'm announcing a change. Instead of just doing the number of whatever vlog... That just reminded me, I asked for advice on what I should call these because they are technically vlogs, but I hate the idea of labeling myself as a vlog maker. And you guys, in the first video, you all in the first video were supposed to give me some ideas. I asked for it, it has the most views, and not a one person helped me at all. So, you know what? I'm not even gonna tell you what the change is. If you're gonna watch, you'll notice if you pay attention. If you're not gonna pay attention, then you won't notice, and actually the change is pretty small, so who cares? A lot of the comments have just been outstandingly kind, more so than what I would have not expected that, especially on this channel that is a crap posting channel. It's a shit posting channel. That's all this is. That's all it's really ever been. So to have any amount of positive feedback on what is objectively not very good content is a surprise, but a nice one. Except this one. This one wasn't very kind. True, but not very kind. Also, all the comments that Claire left, I just didn't want to have to screenshot all of those. out of laziness, not because she didn't also leave lovely comments. You're great. You are great. Awesome. See, this comment's funny because it's ironic. I was doing that, and for no other reason. The answer to that is probably. Someone was probably there behind the camera when I was recording that. Or the 90 views on a video is going straight to my head. Oh, it definitely is. I'm just not showing it yet. Thank you for noticing. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to use the gimbal in the video by just putting it on the tripod. Was it that funny? Actually, it wasn't funny. I'm just glad you noticed. I'm just hoping to ride off the coattails of her absurd popularity. I don't think it's gonna work though without actually talking about her. Finally, I think this one's just telling me that I should go touch grass, or that grass going outside is good. I'm not quite sure. This one's a little bit ambiguous, but that's what makes it so interesting. It could mean so many things to so many different people. Or he's just calling me a loser that doesn't leave the house enough. Either way, it's great. Obviously, the first video wasn't wonderful. You know, I'm a bit of shaky legs. I had an idea to work with, but it just all came off as like, oh, you're such a whiny little bitch. Why would anybody want to watch you? You're making videos to hold yourself accountable because you can't hold yourself accountable? That's about the same level of entertainment as watching someone watch paint dry. And that actually sounds like a better time because at least they are achieving something, while this video achieves nothing. C tier, this is all relative by the way, from one video to the next, not like A tier through F tier considering all other tier lists. It's kind of like the best turd. At the end of the day, even though it is the best, it's still a turd. Speaking of which, I don't even remember, like these thumbnails are so not distinctive. What is this trying to convey? Second guessing what? I don't know. Ignore the fact that I don't actually make thumbnails and they're all auto-generated by YouTube. Ignore that. The cropping of this is terrible. His head is completely cut off. By the way, the reason that is the way it is, I honestly genuinely thought my camera was high enough when I was recording this, but I didn't stop to look for 2 seconds, and it was just a terrible picture of mostly my crotch, so I had to cut in pretty heavily, and that even still, my head was not great. For the crotch shot though, C tier. And then, oh, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, I went to Disney World. Oh, my life, guys. Filming in a public place. Real hard life. Real bad photo. I don't know why this was one of the ones picked as the automatic. Genuinely, why some of these photos are picked for the automatic thumbnail is beyond me. But the lighting here was terrible. It was too dark. It was and I think this footage was also flipped when I was recording because I didn't hold my phone properly when I first started. So it made the quality of the video even worse, making based on thumbnail alone, D tier. However, I did go to the water park that day, and even though I hardly shared any of that, water parks are fun. A tier. A lot was accomplished this day. So much was accomplished before even the day was halfway over. And then a lot less was accomplished. What did I do in this video? How am I supposed to expect people to watch these if I can't even remember what happens in any of them? What did I do? Nothing. I did nothing. D tier. So this one I actually had a good time because I spent more than 2 seconds trying to edit it, and it made it feel a little bit more fun. So this one actually is A tier, and then this one is B tier. Unless I'm mixing up what I did in these days, which is very possible. And again, if I cannot remember, if these are so bad that I can't remember what I did, why would anybody watch these? Unnecessary hurdles. More like unnecessary video. F tier. Let's take a second to actually consider what all of this means. Nothing. I just realized I forgot to hold the microphone the entire time while I was doing that, so the audio is probably gonna sound terrible. Now, could I go back and re-say all those things that I just said? Probably, but I think you know that I'm not gonna do that. That is my week. I just spent a whole week recording bits and pieces of my day. Not a lot of it, actually most of the days do not get accounted for. So what do you think of my average week in a life, which is by far not average at all because we actually had someone here to make us go do things. What do you think of that kind of week? An abnormal average week. Wait, bad, good, doesn't matter. Better question is, how long do you think this is gonna last? Me doing this every day, taking all bets. Let's hear it. 1 more day, 3 more days, a week, a month, 6, a year? Probably none of those numbers are gonna be accurate, but let's see. Let's go on this together. And by together, I mean me, because I am doing all of the work and you're not doing anything. So I would appreciate if you could actually, pull your load a little bit and at least leave a freaking comment. 23 days, that's the best you can give me? You expect that I can only last another 23 days? I actually don't disagree with you. 23 days is a long time from now. I'm struggling to get 7 under my belt, and going to a convention and having to do it in public, you are correct. That is going to be a difficult feat to pull off, but we shall see. In the bathroom right now, only because I need to get rid of these these things need to go. These gross ass sideburns. There's actually a minifigure that looks exactly like this. Tell me this is not the same amount of nastiness that's currently happening on my face. I have a haircut scheduled in like 2 weeks, maybe a week from now, but that's a bit of time away. So I'm gonna use this little handy dandy tool that's on my thingy to get rid of these. It might look bad. It might look bad, but it might look better. Either way, we'll see. Hopefully it won't look terrible. Every time I let my hair grow out, I always forget that there is a freckle on the side of my face that's covered up by my sideburns. So that's something interesting. How does this look? Is this a good look? The one off, one on? Should I just try that? Not sure why it's not disconnecting from the rest of my face, but maybe I should try for that look. Oh, nope, there it goes. Is this better? Is this worse? I'm not quite sure. There are definitely spots. There's some skin so much lighter there from the lack of sun, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe not. Let's just ignore that I did this and move on. I have something that I want to one second. Yeah, sorry about that. I smelled putrid. This isn't the first time I've done a video around my hair being cut. I think I've done it 2 or 3 times. I don't remember, rather, I can't find one of them, which is a little bit concerning. I don't remember what I did with the video, or if it was just never used and then it got destroyed when my laptop was destroyed when someone accidentally spilled soda. I spilled soda on it. But one version of the video that's 15 minutes long of just me eating goldfish. That's all it is. This is it. This is all that it is. I was gonna upload it to a adult-friendly website for a joke, but the joke wasn't that funny, and I ultimately didn't end up doing that. And I'm glad, because if I would have seen anybody viewing that, the thought of someone wanking off to me, I just don't think I'm ready for that. If you want to see this whole video unedited, you never will. Never. Why I still have it and not deleted, I'm not quite sure. The more recent video where I did this was not that long ago. It was the last time I got a haircut. At that point in time, I hadn't had my hair cut in a lot of months. I think it was over a year. And as you can see, my hair was absurdly long. I didn't even realize how long it was. Not from me wanting to grow my hair out, the exact opposite. I don't like long hair. I definitely didn't like it on me, and I just didn't get it cut for no good reason. And when I finally did, I decided to do a video with it. Around that time, I had recently watched one of the Green brothers do a taste test of the different Dr. Peppers and then some of the off-brands or competitors, and to see if they could figure out each one. So I wanted to do something similar with Pepsi, and then but make it a little bit harder by doing different versions of Pepsi, so fountain, bottle, can, stuff like that. And it was fun to do, because I actually got them all right, which is a bit concerning. And the short was supposed to be, it just didn't work. The premise was incredibly stupid and absurdly forced. I couldn't even upload the video despite it being a short. That's how bad it was. I couldn't even upload a short of it. And I was supposed to guess all the flavors properly, and if I did, I got to get my hair cut. But the challenge was that Claire didn't want me to get my hair cut, which I don't even think is true. But if I got them wrong, I couldn't get my haircut. But if I did get it right, I was gonna get my haircut, but I was getting my haircut regardless. These clips, they speak for themselves. I have a lot of other clips like this from years of stuff. I lost some of them when I accidentally dropped a soda on my laptop, but I still have quite a few of these video files that I never did anything with. And if you want me to go through them more, I can. If you don't, I won't. Realistically, none of you are gonna say anything about this in the comments, and I'm just gonna do whatever. Yeah, that's probably how it's gonna go. The joke is, they were colors goldfish, and I took the whole load. This rental property crap is getting old real fast. The lights in the kitchen aren't turning on for whatever reason. The the junction box keeps on flipping off after a certain period of time. Not sure why. Hopefully it can be fixed and it's not super intrusive. We will see. The renters aren't home and this is awkward because they have stuff in here. Why do you keep flipping, huh? What's your problem? Just stop. Meanwhile, Claire is cleaning the oil spill from the driveway. Thoughts, Claire? We got here 10 minutes before noon. They were supposed to get here at noon. It's now 12:30. No sign. Yay. I have to cut in for a second. It's currently 11:40. I have to get up in 7 hours, and I'm on a call right now with friends, which is probably a bad idea, but I'm only cutting in right now before the rest of it because I need to tell you that I recorded like 6 minutes of footage earlier, and it's all blurry. So from here on out, we have the podcast edition. Well, we accomplished nothing. The person showed up almost 45 minutes late. They admitted they forgot, which is fine. Person is super busy and stressed out. That's okay. The electrician didn't show up that day. They called out or whatever, and he didn't have another one on hand that he thought could do the job. So I'm going back tomorrow at 7 in the morning. Woo! Also, front door is still not fixed. Man, this is a good time. Not the only update I have. A friend of mine called. So, apparently, I come across in these recordings as a little manic, super stressed out, super anxious, and some of that might be true. But I guess it's to the point where said friend thought they watch these by the way, that's why they definitely thought I was having some sort of breakdown and or like grasping hard on that depression train. I'm not. I'm fine. If I'm coming across this way, I am okay. I am happy. I am content with life. Outside of a slightly upset stomach at this point, I am fine. Not too long ago, I received an email from YouTube, and I'm not sure how common of a thing this is. I don't know how much it's promoted or pushed out, or I'm not nearly special enough or have a large enough channel to warrant these things, but I was offered a community manager to speak with, and I haven't spoke to directly with because I don't really have anything to communicate at this time, but I was also invited to come on to group calls or listen to sessions where they talk about the YouTube shopping community thing. While I'm not personally super interested in that, I have heard some decent things about it. I don't have any questions to go on, and I got an email just a few minutes ago asking or saying this, one of the calls are happening right now, is a group call and I could join. So I went to go do it. I decided not to last second. I got cold feet and wimped out of essentially nothing. But I came back to my senses because maybe it's a good opportunity to meet someone that's making YouTube content, talk shop, or get some ideas, or learn a little bit more about It was sad. It was incredibly sad. I am nowhere near anywhere near the big channel. I have never taken part in anything like that. However, as I was sitting there with my camera and mic off because I didn't want to interrupt the conversation that was being had, as some 60+ man was asking questions, I looked at his channel and multiple others that had questions or that were in the call, and I can't say that Crypto Dad was super great content. With over 100,000 subscribers, you'd think you'd be doing well, except no, those views were they were bad. They were really bad. I feel bad about my views from time to time with my meager sub count, but that was hurtful. And I'm assuming that these people, because it is a work day still, that this is their full-time thing, or at least a pretty significant portion of their day goes to this. And there was a lot of people on there, a lot of different kinds of content. There was a tech channel, a cat channel, plenty of different people. Several of them had hundreds of thousands of subscribers with so few views. A lot of them were struggling to crack 1,000 views, and they all uploaded shorts, so I'm assuming a lot of that was inflated, but it was sad. I didn't stay on very long. It wasn't great. I don't think I'll be joining any more of those anytime in the future, which is unfortunate because there's very few things I like talking more than about YouTube and how to produce content or content strategies or ideas or just in general. I really love talking about videos, and I will spend multiple hours with people regularly talking about content to no real advantage often, but just for the fun of it. And I was hoping to get some different perspectives from different people that make videos outside of the Lego space, because that's really the only kinds of people that I talk to that make content, it's all in that area. And to get some fresh perspectives from other people that have done other things and got to where they are in whatever special, unique way, that would have been fun. I unfortunately don't believe that was the group of people that would have given that opportunity. Oh well, 11:40, I have to get up in 7 hours, and I'm on a call right now with friends, which is probably a bad idea. What the hell? It's 7:30, and I am tired. Not because it's 7, almost 40, but more so because I went to bed 3 hours ago at 4:30. I'm on my way to the rental again. I don't even know if I said it. I genuinely don't remember. Oh, I'm on my way to the rental because the electrician was a no-show yesterday. So we're going back now to see if they're a show. And if they're not, then I may very well fall asleep. Oh, I also need to finish rinsing off the driveway. I'm glad I remembered that. And I never did the key tags for the mailbox keys that I need to get to the renter that I was supposed to leave there. So that means I have to do that later and then bring them back and leave them because I forgot to do it yesterday. All in all, we're looking pretty good. This is the good start to a day. I am going to crash. Not like the car, but I probably shouldn't say that while I'm driving. I really hope this is not a long endeavor, and if it is, well, I did do this to myself. The site foreman's here. We're just waiting on the electrician. He's over 10 minutes late now. That's fine. Whatever. Who cares? Not me. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm chill. I don't ever say chill. Jesus, that sounded wrong. It also is still feeling wrong to be in this house once it's handed over and now someone's home with some of their items in it. Oh well. Yesterday, Claire put some Tide Pod on there and made some sort of paste on the oil spill, and I just scrubbed it off because it was hardened and you're supposed to wait for 24 hours or whatever, according to whomever, I don't know. I don't think it came out, so definitely doesn't look like it came out. Test 1 to fail. Now we have to try something else. Let's hope it works. Also, let's hope the guy gets here. Also, the lights are on. We left them on all night to see if they'd flip off while we were gone. They didn't, so have no idea what exactly the issue is. Hopefully, they don't have to break open every single panel in the house to find it. He believes, rather the foreman and I, when we're trying to figure it out, waiting for the electrician, or rather not waiting because he was never showing up yesterday. I don't know, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Trying to figure out, he thinks it's just an arcing problem and the switches have a fail-safe that are for safety that it probably turns off because one of them's arcing. We just need to figure out which one. It's between the kitchen, the living room, or the garage. We believe, theoretically, maybe. Really hope it doesn't take too long to figure out. Also, how do we even friggin' figure out? 8:21, there's still no electrician. I'm hungry. I just told the foreman, nice guy, been talking to him the whole time, super personable, but it's kind of his job to be. I just told him I didn't tell him to piss off. Not like that, I was about to say like, oh, y'all piss off. No, he's busy and he's been waiting for like over an hour with me. So I just told him like, if he has stuff to do, I will wait. And he just told me in 20 minutes, call him. And if he's not here, we'll I've been here for an hour. At this point, I'm wondering if I'm even capable of staying up for the rest of the day and having a normal day. But I feel as if I'm at that point where I am just tired enough where focusing on any work, especially on a computer where the screen is like drying out your eyeballs, for any long-term period of time when I get back will be a lackluster endeavor. We'll see. Man, I was doing so good getting up early, and then I wasn't doing as good, and now it is back to the norm. It's unfortunate. Got to fix that. Keep me accountable. And if I don't get up, it's your fault. If I'm not being productive and if I'm not waking up at an early time, you are responsible. Yes, you specifically. You watching this right now. You're responsible, Caleb. After a hard-fought decision, I have decided that I am gonna go home and sleep. Everything's done. There was a screw not fully screwed into the wall in one of the light switch boxes, which was freaking with the wire, and it kept shorting out. That's all it was, just a screw that wasn't all the way in. You know, it's these problems that I know I could fix myself, and I wish I would have known. Fortunately, nothing had to be paid because it's a brand new place. It's just one of those problems that, like, if I would have known, or if only I'd had the experience, to even think of that as a possibility, then I wouldn't have had to be out here for as long as I was, and I could still be sleeping now. Oh well. I'm gonna go home and sleep. Then I'm gonna come back and vacuum up this mess that's not even showing up on camera. It's a lot worse in person, I swear. And get the keys for the mailbox so I can drop them off later. I mean, we have them, I just didn't put the tag on them. The little name tag. I'm tired. I'm tired. Looks like I'm not going anywhere. It's literally the guy that just came here to fix all the electricity. He parked right behind me and then just wandered off. I had to go find him. Now I have to wait for him to come move the car. I didn't really show just how much of a cluster that was, where 2 full-size vans, a truck, and a trailer had to be moved so I could pull out of the driveway. It is an alleyway, it is an active construction zone. I get it, just a little funny that it took like 18 people just so I could leave. If it wasn't obvious, I most certainly definitely went back to sleep, but only for 3 hours, so several hours after that, I could not get myself moving out of bed at all. Once I finally managed to peel myself out of said bed, I've been working on my video where I've been upgrading this set to be in scale with the micro figures that are with it, if you're familiar with this set at all. When I was going through looking at my footage that I've recorded, I was taking a second look at the ATST that I built, and I'm happy with it. But I was looking at it and thinking, I could do a little bit more refinement, make it a little bit better. That unfortunately led me down the rabbit hole of realizing, oh wait, the ATST doesn't get mounted by its chin. It's connected at the back of its head like in any normal human head ever. These things are a real challenge to get at the same scale as the little figures, and that's ignoring the fact that getting the figures inside is not a possibility, at least not with my skill set. Maybe someone out there could get one of the figures to fit, but both of them at this size, I am highly, highly doubtful. I'm going to end today's vlog here and start tomorrow's vlog in about an hour from now because Claire and I are gonna go pick up Holly because she's moving to the United States and apparently Uber doesn't give out rides after 11:30. We're going to pick up Holly. It's still the same day, but now it's nighttime. I don't know what to say. I hate this. I'm uncomfortable. Holly is moving to the United States for the next 3 years minimum, or maybe not as long. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe she might get kicked out. Maybe she might get scared. Maybe she might want to move back in with her parents because life is expensive. Who knows? Welcome to the United States. Okay, that wasn't necessary.
Oh, well, you've been telling me to be excited about this. And, you know, like, hey, USA's great. You should
It is, but not at midnight when you didn't get an Uber.
Thanks for picking me up.
Just got back from dropping Holly off to her new abode. It's just a few minutes after 2 o'clock in the morning. The airport is not that close. Her new residence is almost an hour away from our house. And on top of that all, we stopped for her to get food because she was on a flight all day. And McDonald's, being one of the only places open at midnight or later, took 25 minutes to get an order of chicken nuggets out. There were 8 cars waiting for some nuggets. This whole timeline thing of uploading them the following day and then trying to keep track of like what I did that day, but I uploaded it the following day, and if I talk to anybody about it, they're a day behind, but I'm a day forward, but it gets everything gets a little bit mixed up. I also thought that I would remember my day-to-days a little bit better if I was recording them, although I don't record them very well. That is not the case at all. I'm gonna chalk that up to the day delay and assume that it's that and my memory is not as bad as it's starting to seem. Midday checkup, I went to bed before 4 but after 3. Tried to get up at 10, my alarm went off. I stayed up for a good bit before falling confidently back asleep until past 12. I didn't drop off the keys yesterday. It felt weird to go back after we said we were gonna be there at a certain time since people are already technically living there and don't wanna just show up unannounced even though they're not there. It's just weird. I don't wanna invade that personal space. Also, that could lead to some legal issues that I am definitely not really interested in. So I'm gonna go drop off the keys. Then I'm gonna stop at Target to pick up that stupid goofy headwig because I've been working on my ATST, like I said, yesterday, today, whenever the recording went out. Doesn't matter, the timeline confusing. Who cares? Because it has these 2 little parts in them that'll make my thing look slightly, incrementally better. Is this a waste of time? Maybe. You know, actually. Keys placed, vacuuming done. Now I need to find out if it's really necessary to go to Target to get 2 1x3 round plates in light gray for this mock that's gonna be in my video for not even a whole minute. I am right on the cusp of rush hour. I really, really hope I can get through all of this before it gets super backed up. Fortunately, I already got past the part where it does get backed up by literally a mile because these are all country roads that have not been updated for the tens of thousands of people that move here all the time. I know I'm a part of the problem being a part of that group, but I was born here, so I feel like I'm coming home, and these people are just, this is how the natives felt. Now to be one of those douchebags that records inside of a store. Was it worth that time driving and buying it for $20 for 2 pieces? Probably not. And everything you just witnessed was a lie. Well, not entirely. I did all of those things, but not in the order that I did them. As a matter of fact, I even recorded the part of me opening the box. And then the update, midday update, that was at the very beginning, was just recorded a minute ago. That's because I forgot the keys. And I also forgot this. I forgot the vacuum. So maybe it's a good thing. I actually went to Target first because I wanted to avoid traffic, and that's when I realized I forgot the keys to get in the house on the way back, where I was gonna lie and say I went there first, but then thereafter, I'm an enigma. Or just dumb and not recording this in order like I should be, because this is supposed to be an experiment of being straightforward stuff, not putting in that much effort. I finished all the revamping of my ATS team. I think it looks significantly better than it did before. However, I don't know if it was worth the extra time, but it looks better. Now I'm considering about potentially making instructions out of it. I'm not to make money or anything, but if I put the time into building it and then put even more time into making instructions actually viewable and usable, then I would sell them. Would be the first time that I sold anything through my channel. So that would be an interesting thing for me and only me, especially since no one will end up buying them. Okay, good night, or well, rather, good morning? When do you watch this?
You know those people that make the worst possible choice?
Yeah, hi, that's me now.
We are headed to a Lorcana regional tournament for Claire to try to compete to win some promo cards. You can't make this up. But there's a twist. We went to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's now 11, and we have to leave for the airport in an hour, and we have not packed anything. I know. This is a pretty exciting episode of He's Not Gonna Film Enough.
Lorcana cards are bagged and ready to go. To say this is ridiculous when there's even more stuff that's not coming would be a statement. On the way to the airport to go play Lorcana semi-professionally and win $6,000, right? A free trading card worth 3 cents production-wise? Yep. Apparently Disney's Lorcana is a threat to national security because my bag had to be searched. My favorite part of the trip. The lounge. 1, 2, 3. I was only up there for 11 minutes, that's all I could get down. I know, I'm also disappointed in me. Only 3 plates, but I did take some chips for the road. We're in Georgia. It's okay. We're at the hotel. We went to the convention center straight there with our bag, so that was a little bit of an inconvenience. Turns out, during the Lorcana challenge event, there's a dopey-ass, dumb-ass, smelly-ass anime convention going on. Momocon. That's Japanese for stupid as hell. And who would have guessed a city for a reputation of being awful is, surprisingly, pretty bad. Claire's already in her jammies, and she has about 60 decks worth of cards to count. Also, she doesn't have a deck.
I have a deck.
She hasn't registered her deck for tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. All the cards are here. I carried them. They're here. But someone's not ready. They pushed it off till the last minute, and now we all suffer. When we signed in, we got our lanyards and passes. Claire got a competitor one, and I got an attendee, because I don't plan on playing. Because I'm not playing, I got these tickets to redeem points for prizes or something. I don't know, they didn't really explain the system. I don't think anybody there understands what's going on. Claire, for signing in, got the promo card that's probably going to be worth way too much money. I didn't get one. I was in line for one. They didn't give me one. That's fair. I didn't want one anyways.
I don't even know how to play.
I finished organizing, counting, and then slotting them in with the pre-organized cards. It took a long time. It wasn't worth it. It's definitely not going to be worth it when we have to wake up at 7 in the morning to go play with cardboard. Meanwhile, instead of helping me, Claire's just playing virtual cardboard.
I'm practicing.
For the three of you interested, here are the things that we've acquired so far for coming to this. Not a lot, not much at all. There will be more. I'll show them all in more detail maybe in a few days once this is all done. And maybe I'll show the hotel. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I know I'm definitely not going to show enough at the convention. That's for sure.
Good morning, welcome.
6:30, and somebody couldn't fall asleep until well after 2. That was both of us. Neither one of us could fall asleep. But we have room service for breakfast because that's the only thing nearby. Is the hotel we're staying in. We have the eggs and the sausage and the potatoes with peppers and the toast and double that over there. We are going through and grabbing the final cards Claire needs for her deck and then sleeving them and then I don't know what else. I'm just pulling out stuff I'm told to grab.
Then we can register it.
It's almost 8:20 and we're on our way with a 20-minute walk. What time does it start? Claire is playing her first round. Hopefully she's winning. Hopefully it's going well. Hopefully it was worth sleeping for 4 hours. I just stood in line for a few minutes waiting to meet one of the co-founders of the game. I don't know anything about them. This is the first time I've ever heard his name. I got a card signed because it was fun. Sorry if I'm a little bit shaky. I'm back at the hotel to cut in because the audio at the convention center is completely horrific and I'm 23 floors up and I'm terrified my phone's about to fall and now my nerves are going off and I'm not even that afraid of heights. Ooh man, this place is a wild hotel. I'm only here to update that I talked to the guy. I was trying to have a cool shot. I really was. I wanted it, but it wasn't gonna work. Some piece of concrete debris just fell off or something. As I was saying, when I was talking to the Lorcana guy, I said that it would be pretty cool if they passed out business cards that were actually Lorcana cards. It was like a caricature of them or something. They probably can do that from all sorts of licensing, but he said it would be neat and he'd look into it. So if it happens, it was my idea. Unless he was so personable and so public facing that he could just make me feel special, because he was doing that to a lot of people. That's probably more likely. I'm also just not going to mention the fact that I looked him up to figure out what cards he liked, because I thought it'd be neat if I got one of his favorite cards, since I don't know anything about the guy, but I do like doing things like this to get a special memory of whatever occasion. Yeah, I didn't tell him that, and I definitely didn't tell him I saw that information on his wiki page, and it wasn't super awkward at all. None of that happened. Claire bullied me into the learn to play session at 12:30, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna learn to play. That way I can redeem more tickets that I won't win for redeeming cards. Oh, so the ticket system, it is a whole messed up thing. Players, when they sign in, they get a free promo card. When attendees sign up that can't play in the main event sign up, they get some tickets that they can use to redeem for either booster packs or some other things like exclusive hats or t-shirts or even playing card. Anybody can win those in some side events, but the ticket redeeming numbers are a bit extreme. For example, there's a playmat that's 100 tickets. If you won every single side event that you could participate in without any overlapping time events, you could only get 80-something tickets, which isn't even enough to do it. Yeah, the ticket system's messed up. More on that later. This has been a day of horrific updates. I've wanted to talk more, genuinely wanted to record more, but the audio in here is terrible. There is no empty space. Okay, I say that there's tons of empty space. There is no space where you can discreetly go off to the side and talk to yourself and not be a complete weirdo. There's so many people around me. I'm so terribly uncomfortable. I won my first match. I went to the how to play session and I won. The person I played against wasn't the brightest knife in the crayon box, but a win is a win, so 1-0 officially. I should retire now while I'm still on top. We also managed, between the two of us, to get as many promo cards as you can possibly get without actually having to win any matches. That's pretty neat. Turns out, all you had to do was buy these passes, the attendee pass, which is $20 plus all the tax and fees, which takes it up to like $25, and you get 6 tickets. I got 6 tickets when I came in. To get both the main promo cards, you need 26 of them? Well, I might have broke the rules a little because you're only supposed to be able to get 1 pass per person, but when I went to go buy more passes, they didn't stop me, so I bought 4 more to get those 2 cards that are worth way too much money, I'm sure. And now we have 4 extra lanyards, but I've already checked eBay, and it seems like some people are already listing them. It's a few minutes shy of 4 o'clock. We've been there since 8. I'm just now leaving, going back to the hotel to not fall asleep. We got a lot of promo cards. No, I mean, not a lot, but oh well. Claire dropped out of the main event. Once she got her promo card, she realized she wasn't gonna make it much further in there anyway, so she started doing some of the side events where you can actually win some prizes. I'm leaving her there because she's in a 4-hour bout right now. I'm not gonna wait for another 4 hours just sitting there when my phone's about to die.
Time to wake up. What'd you do? Oversleep? Get up. It's 9:45. We were supposed to get up at 8. My alarm went up. I was gonna wake up. I did wake up. I didn't get up. Claire's alarm wasn't even set. Claire stayed up until past 3. Claire woke me up multiple times. What do you have to say for yourself? She farted.
We had Indian food.
This day's
You
ruined.
farted all night. I was sitting next to you, like, editing my
I do not fart.
thumbnail.
I'm
and there
gonna
was
cut
just,
this
like,
out. I'm not even having this conversation.
There's stinkies coming from you.
I missed the starter deck challenge. I finally agreed that I would play something, and because of Claire, I missed it. Fart queen. We're gonna eat our leftovers, so they didn't go bad. I had to call to find a microwave, and it's by the pool. 22 stories beneath us. There's like 50 freaking floors, and this giant hotel, and this entire thing where you can't even fully see the ceiling most of the time. There's 2 microwaves. 2? It's just sitting in an unmarked tiny little cove that you would never even find. It's past 11, so we're checking out, and we decided that we're not going to do any of the games today. We're just going to go redeem our remaining tickets and then head to the airport lounge, and we moved up our flight. We get to hang out in the lounge for a few hours. Let's go.
You see Oliver earlier too. Let's go.
Have to go down 4 stories to go get our cards. Hit up the Lurkana prize wall, got our stuff. It's been real. It's been fun. Thank God this is over because it was a weird experience.
Now for the only reason I even wanted to come on this trip, an airport lounge. We're talking about multiple free meals that fill me up way past comfort. We're talking about fist pumping because the bathroom is not packed. We're talking about even more food. Oh, what's that? I didn't hear you over more free food.
I always love coming to the lounge. I think leaving the lounge was best said by someone behind us in the elevator. Welcome back to reality. I want to go back. Can we just stay there? Back to reality. Even though I already shared most of the things we got from this convention, I thought I might as well go through all of them now, together, all at once. Sure. For example, one of the new starter deck boxes that we already opened up, as well as 7 additional boosters that were also received through the different challenges and or prize wall. Speaking of, we saved one of the Lurkana tickets, which has a real world value conversion rate. I think it's like $3 a ticket, but we both agreed it was more fun saving one of these, which they might not ever have at other conventions, than getting a random booster pack. A competitor badge, as well as a Nintendo badge times 5. You don't need to see all 5. 5 of them. We have 5 of them. Some pads that I'm assuming helps you keep track of scores or something in game. I'm not entirely sure, but they were passing them out, so took more than we need, which is none of them. A handful of the pamphlets / flyers that they were passing out, going through the rules and regulations and all the little tidbits that you need to know at the convention. They just kept handing them to me, so I just kept taking them. While Claire's playing, I bought some cards from the vendors. Altogether, it's $22 for the 4 of them, which seems like a pretty decent deal since most of these go for a little bit more than what I actually got them, which was surprising because a lot of these vendors were pretty sleazy with their prices, like exceptionally sleazy with their prices, despite anybody being able to figure out what they are in 2 seconds if they look it up. Oh well. The most overpriced one was this Mickey Mouse that I bought so I could have one of the co-creators sign it. That's kind of cool, and that's worth a slight upcharge on it. Then there was also these 3 different promo cards that I got picked up in the past. Nothing super special, but pretty cheap, and they are gonna end up going up in time, I'm sure of it, because for some reason people can not stop themselves from buying cardboard, which I know is ironic since we just went to a cardboard convention. However, Claire did not go for collecting. She went for playing, and I don't technically collect these things. Kind of, mostly. I mean, I don't. I mean, I know I bought them, but it was, shut up. And then there were the 5 promos we could get through different means at the convention without actually placing in like top 100 or higher, where there was several additional, much more nice promos that we definitely did not get. Rapunzel and Cinderella you can redeem at the prize wall for said tickets. They're non-shiny versions of one you could have won if you placed super high up in the tournament. The eels were passed out to anyone that had a competitor badge, not a Nintendo badge. That's why we only have 1. Not awesome. If you signed up early on Friday. And because a lot of people couldn't make it on Friday, they complained that they didn't get the eels, so they passed out Scrooge McDuck as a sorry, even though he's not anything technically exclusive. You could get him at other previous things. Oh well, free is free, I guess. And then Dragonfire, an extended art card that you can only get by participating in one of these events, which is why I only have 1 and not 2, because I didn't participate. Would I recommend going to one of these, like the one coming up in Texas or Chicago? I know none of you are actually watching for any of this, so I'm not gonna answer that, if you're even watching at all. I thought it would be fun to respond to comments once a week, and yesterday would have been the week mark, but I actually had things to do. Now that I'm not doing things today, or rather now that I didn't record things that I did today,
what better time than do it than to do it a day late, and then hopefully 6 days from now, which would be a day. You know what? Let's not think about the math because I've never been good at it, and just respond to comments. I think that's a little unfair. I would imagine I could last a little bit longer, but people don't agree. Or perhaps they hope that I last for a year. I definitely don't. It's just been 2 weeks and this has been a horrific experience. A high amount of comments talking about their load and trying to get it off wasn't entirely shocking, but a little surprising. I wholeheartedly disagree, and I hate that you made me upload that. I just stopped recording this because I thought it was such a I'm not good at this. I'm not good at talking or responding to comments, especially if they're not any sort of questions or anything to jump off to. And I really like the idea of responding to comments in person, or rather on camera, and then having more of a back and forth that way than just responding to comments in the, what are you doing? What do you want? Get out. I keep farting. It stinks. Leave the room.
There's like a haze in here.
I know. Leave.
What is that?
Close the door.
It's stinky.
Yes, get out. I don't know if I'm going to leave any of that in, but I have to force myself to keep talking and getting through. Now, I know you meant this as a non-passive aggressive way, but the way you worded it feels passive aggressive. Neither do I. I genuinely don't know. It gets pushed out to like maybe 50 people that don't already know me or have watched this, so your guess is as good as mine. Oh, this is my own comment. I actually, last week when I mentioned I was changing something, I was actually going to change it where it wasn't just the number, because that was going to get real confusing real fast for me. It's like, what does the number actually represent? But a date would be better, especially if I ever go back to see what I did that day and later down on the line. But I did mess up the date the very first time. Would you expect anything else from me? No, I'm not out of ideas. I responded to comments and made a tier list last week because I thought it'd be fun. But it does feel like I'm running out of ideas, especially with how bad this is and how late I'm doing this. That probably would have been a better viewing experience. Just 3 hours of me silently sleeping, or probably snoring or talking in my sleep or passing gas. Yeah, definitely better content. Thank you. Thank you. You are one of very, 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 very few. It's funny because the video is over. That's the joke. Is it that funny? Me explaining the joke? Isn't that so funny? Let's find another comment that I'm gonna butcher in response to. I don't know what this exactly means, since me? Am I the character? So this is kind of like open-faced compliment sandwich where there's compliment, and then just a curveball right at the end there. I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but thank you. I'm assuming you're joking? You're joking, right? Oh boy, I wish I would have had the balls to record some of these individuals. I mean, they would have let me too. I would have just asked to take a picture and they would have easily let me, but man, wowie. Which the worst part was seeing parents go in dressed up in these rather promiscuous outfits, taking their kids along with them. That was a sight. Because I didn't want to have my male feeding parts being shown. That would be inappropriate. Or because it's funny. No, it wasn't worth it. I find it a bit weird to talk about Lego on this channel, only because this isn't a Lego channel. I have a Lego channel. I mentioned this before, but who cares? I have a Lego related project on my Lego related channel that I need to finish up. So that's what I'm going to be showing. Me finishing this. A portion of it. Me finishing a portion of a Lego video that I should have finished a long time ago. I started working on instructions for my ATST that I've talked about ad nauseum, but the reason why I keep bringing it back up is because I keep redesigning it and refining it, because I think I'm going to, for the first time ever in my entire career, Jesus, I sound like a douche. My entire tenure, think of something not douchey to say. My entire time uploading on the platform, I've never sold or even offered something for sale. The closest I've come to it is the one ad read that I've done where I talked about a desk that I got to do said ad read, and I am glad I did that. I like a desk, I like free things. But selling things, that's a little bit of a different conundrum, and I've always wanted to go over the top and have a lot that goes into that, and that is something I would like to talk about at a later time, in a few days from now, when I think about it more. If I'm going to sell something, I want it to be at least decent enough that someone else would not think I'm ripping them off. And by that, I mean way overthink the entire process. Right now, I'm gonna finish up the instructions, or at least make them buildable, where someone can get the pieces and actually make this thing in a solid way. Not that the thing is solid at all, it's actually very, very fragile. Not sure how to get around that. Maybe super glue. Maybe I'll add super glue into the instructions. But at least make them where someone can follow along the instructions and they make sense. And I think before I make it all pretty and everything, I'm going to go through and then test build it. That way, if someone else gets it, it's a positive experience. I've gone through and wrapped this up, and I did do a soft rebuild of it. I'll probably do it again just to triple check, but it is done. I need to make it look pretty and add different backgrounds and things, maybe a manual cover or something, I don't know. But I was talking to a group of friends, as well as my roommate, my live-in housemate, that maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to do a few of them physically in hand, buy the parts. The parts for it are between $12 and $20 probably after shipping. I would have to work around, but doing a couple of those, maybe 10 of them or something, and selling them wholesale as is an idea. I also, this was in the back of my mind a few days ago when I was tweaking around, not tweaking, Jesus. When I was thinking about it, maybe I should add a few of the smaller side builds, even though they aren't mostly my designs, and a lot of them are just iterations or like a more refined version of a Lego build that could also go in just as a freebie, like a gimme. Not something I would want to charge for, but I don't know if I want to do anything more than that. It feels weird offering builds that are just slight upgrades to a pre-existing thing, but I would want to throw it in for free. And I'm on the fence about maybe doing the snow speeder. It is fragile. It is not great. The light gray is not solid, but snow speeders are light gray, even though I like the look of white more. I'm not sure. The snow speeder, I don't want to spend any more time trying to make it better, so I'm probably not gonna offer that. You know what? I might as well talk about it now. So I have one of the reasons, other than the fact that I've not had really a channel size to do so, maybe not cut off the entirety of my head. One of the reasons I've not ever made merchandise or anything to sell or promote on my platform, other than, again, my meager channel size, is that I would want to put a lot into it. I would also want it to be something that I would want to get myself. Custom figures, for example, I would love to produce and market that, but that's a little bit of it's a big investment to do that. And I've had the idea to do tons of different things, small things, big things, all over the place. And I haven't pulled the trigger on a lot of that, mostly because of how much it would cost, not just to do the actual item, but all of the things, all the bonus things, like trading cards. I would want to do a trading card if I ever sold shirts or anything, literally anything, this or custom figures, whatever it is. I want to have a trading card either referencing that or something else. I've also always had the idea of like passing them out to anyone that's ever interacted with me that would want it. I don't know anyone that would want it, but it'd be fun. I've always collected them and I thought it'd be really neat, but to have that whole design process done would be a monster of a challenge. And I've attempted it a few times myself, but the graphic design there and the art side of it is not in my wheelhouse, at least not now, and it would take dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of hours before I would feel confident enough doing it myself. So that's always been something to hold me back, and I should probably just push through that and not want to offer as much as I'd want to do, but I really would love to do that, so Darren, going back and forth. The rest of this ATST project should be put on hold because I have the whole rest of the video to keep working on. I need to go finish the actual builds, the main build, to hold all the small builds that I've done. I'm gonna go do that. This is kind of the general layout where I want, where it's gonna be an Imperial landing zone on one side and the Rebel shield generators on the other side. I wanna keep the board game part itself completely intact and unchanged, and then have a bunch of additional detailing around it. But don't know what that necessarily means, probably just a few snow drifts, to be honest, but that's the goal. Partial update, I realized I have made this way too thick and it's a bit top heavy with the large forehead, aka 2 bricks too tall. So I'm gonna whack off a top layer and then maybe tiling here in a little bit, or I should probably do the base terrain first before I start tiling, even though tiling will make it look so much better with so little effort and so little skill. This is the last update for the day because I have to put the vlog together for tomorrow, and then I'll probably keep going on this afterwards, or I'll go to sleep. We'll see. Since this doesn't connect, there should be a reason, and that's the reason. Maybe I'll do some snow drifts here, or like some rocks that jut out for that reason, and then I'm gonna have the Rebel trenches running back and forth and going back towards the shield generators, which are done. I had them done before I started. I did those a little while ago, but they're not too bad. I'll probably put them up on a little bit more of a hill because they're supposed to be, I believe, 40 meters tall, and at this scale they're just shy of that, so I'm gonna have them a little bit taller and pretend like more of it's underground to have this as close to scale as possible. Or I'm going to overthink it, redo it 500 times, and get yelled at. I can't tell which one's more fun of an option. Man, I hope my microphone works from this far away. I need to finish stuff, and you know, I just set up my camera to walk in to say something without having any idea of what I should actually say. A recap for all those that don't know what I'm doing, which is probably none of you at this point, because this is all I can talk about. I'm taking this set, I'm upgrading it for video on my Lego channel, and then that is all I'm doing today. That's all I'm doing. I'm eating as well. I ate once. I have to say, people that do this daily or have done this daily for a long time or even super regularly have me genuinely impressed. I'm thinking about all the channels that upload daily, and they have to constantly have something to do and constantly have to have an idea. I understand how that can get boring and repetitive very quickly, especially if someone's just doing the same thing over and over. Thinking of a few LEGO channels specifically in mind, for me at least, it takes so much effort to actually get up and get going if there's not something going on. And I have experienced it both now in this past week, where it's getting up and doing something is way, way, way easier than trying to figure out something and not leaving the house. One of the people that are probably the most well known for being very good at this is Casey Neistat, and I was watching some of his older videos, just completely random ones that were being recommended, and I have to say that they do not have the same, they're not as well produced as I thought they were. Rather, they're very well done in terms of production. They are quite well done. The shots are usually really good. Their editing is simple but executed very efficiently. However, what he's actually doing in his day-to-day, and a lot of those things are just not that interesting. And it's wild to think, because I have such a positive view of the guy and his channel and the content that he's made, but looking at some of the videos individually, there's not a lot there. And that's both very surprising that my memory has completely just blocked out that, because of all of his positive aspects that bring everything else up, but that he didn't have to do much for it to keep being interesting for him to continue doing this. Now, sure, some of the random videos that were being recommended were well over 100 videos in, but man, that is almost encouraging. It's pretty encouraging when most people think of this guy that travels the world doing these crazy things, meeting all sorts of wild people and having these experiences that most people would never even imagine. Yet, that's not all the time. Oftentimes, he was just scooting around, getting from point A to point B, trying to figure out how to have something from that day. And oftentimes it was just him scooting around from point A to point B with a little bit too much footage of his drone showing not that much. That perspective of it relieves just a tiny bit of pressure. That doesn't take away from me having to show you the very little that I have going on to show you, which is just more building. Yay. To the person that asked if there's supposed to be 4 of these, yes there are. However, 4 would fit, I just don't have enough of these pieces. And doing a portion of it seems like I think it's enough to convey what it's supposed to be. No, I'm not buying more parts. I'm just doing what I have. I'm not going back and buying more parts. I won't do it. I have the majority of the fields, I guess, tiled, and it makes it look a lot better. There are a few spots I'm not sure what to do with. I think I'm gonna do some sort of mountains or ice popping out of there. But that whole back area with the shield generators, I'm not sure what to do, especially in the corner that's rather empty. But I do know I need to take a shower because I am stinking. Claire and I are discussing the possibility of producing these and selling them, and she's saying we should just go all out and make 100 of them and hope for the best and sell them off to someone else that can resell them somewhere else if it doesn't go well. I don't think we'd be able to sell 100, but now we're just trying to mess around and see if we can make the leg connections any stronger, because right now they're kind of flimsy, maybe too flimsy to sell. I'm not sure. So we're gonna see how that goes. I have a large portion of the thing done. I could probably finish it tomorrow, but plans are changing. The idea of making instructions and selling them for a few bucks for the ATST that I have talked about way too much, that later turned into, well, maybe how about making a few of them and selling them as kits, like brand new sets, to people for whatever amount that would cost, has turned into, instead of that, let's make 100 of them and try to do 100. 100. That is a very exciting prospect. However, that also takes some time. Claire and I spent a large portion of time today going through and figuring out. She was doing a lot of the back-end work for this, but taking all the parts from the instructions that I made and the parts list that I had put together and ordering all of the parts that are needed for this monstrosity. But I can't just be satisfied with, oh, how about we make a set and sell that for the first time ever of either one of us really doing anything like this. How about I also do a gift with the purchase, or maybe just a secondary supplemental smaller set. So now it's going to be that, and then the E-Web blaster that I did for the mock as well, as like a side smaller thing for a few bucks to go along with it. Why? It went from a normal video to let's make a whole product line. Jesus. 2 routes came up. Either I can keep on pace and get this video done before a convention that we're going to, Brick World Chicago, in 2 weeks from now, and have it ready and like share it there and all that, or we can take a little bit of extra time, just a few extra days, to make sure all the packaging and all of the additional supplemental things that be put into that, like said trading cards that I mentioned earlier, yesterday, whenever, I don't know, and have all that really nailed down, and just so I feel confident and comfortable with it, because all those designs or all those decisions will impact, for the sake of consistency, any potential things down the line. So maybe that's a better idea. Waiting a few extra days and not rushing to get it out, and then not actually having the products in hand ready to go, and not doing pre-orders, because I feel a little uneasy about that. It's not the worst idea, just a little uneasy having stuff not actually together, not actually ready to go, not actually product tested, whatever that means, and selling it even though it's not ready, despite the fact that maybe 15 people are gonna buy these. Maybe. That, or I could do another video in the next 2 weeks before the convention and just finish it up after said convention and have the time for everything to get in, such as the parts that are coming from all over the world at this point, and then get the product packaging material. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. So I'm gonna start another video and get that going and talk about that tomorrow, I guess, since that's the only thing I'm capable of talking about on this vlog, is whatever video I'm working on. Man, don't we miss the Atlanta, Georgia, Lorcana convention? Whew, it was uncomfortable to film there, but those were actually fun to do, and kinda, I wanted to do more with them, but those were fun to do, and I think they're some of the better ones that I have done in this, 18, 17, 18, 19, however many days I've been doing this now, and it shows. A lot of people watch that, so I really need to figure out something else for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Oh, that was awful. I have a doctor's appointment here in a few minutes that I need to get to, and then, I don't know then what, but I'm gonna do it. Claire and I am about to hop in, will be currently, doesn't matter, putting away extra parts into back stock. It's our favorite time of the week, when we don't do this weekly because we hate it and we put it off until there's too much stuff and we keep knocking it over and having to pick it up. Parts are almost all put away. Well, I mean, except this giant bag of Duplo, which we have no idea how to organize. Oh, great, now I have to blur my foot. But that's a classic problem for later us, and I hate later us because they're a bunch of jack. But I almost caught up. That's excluding this room here. We're just gonna ignore that one. Before I start another project to destroy this room, I need to kind of clean up from the last few projects that have destroyed this room to make it a little bit more functional, rather just get all the crap back into the closet, crammed away, out of sight, out of mind. But before that, as I was casually, quietly enjoying my lunch, I read 2 comments from yesterday, and I just gotta say, I can't really wait. One was clever. Holly, you know, that is pretty funny for you to say, except a little ironic, seeing since you just moved to another country to avoid making videos. A little bit hypocritical, if you ask me. And Michael, my lord, king of not being able to remember exactly what I said. No, I didn't say starting a second channel was a waste of time. I said doing a second Lego channel is silly when you still have the first Lego channel. It is like all over the place. It needs to be picked up and hidden back in this closet where all good things come to die. I pulled out a bunch of my cards before going to the Lorcana tournament. Not that I have any Lorcana cards, they're all Claire's cards. However, I did have, or rather do have, other Disney cards that I took with me in hopes of trading and getting rid of, since I have lots of extras, but that didn't end up happening. We didn't end up trading any cards at all, so I took them for nothing. Extra waste of space? Nah, it's about the experience, not the space you waste along the way. All of these cards here are ones that I have not opened up and gone through, but I usually try not to open anything up until I record it so I can put it on this channel. Now I'm not sure when to do that, or if I just should add these into the vlogs and disperse them randomly or whatnot, but I've been putting them off because I usually record opening them, except I have videos of me opening up cards from well over a year ago, maybe even pushing 2 years now, that I just have sitting around, haven't fully edited yet to put up here. Welcome to the new segment of me opening up a random card pack. I just decided right now we're doing this. It's happening. No, it's not. I actually have to work. I lied. Sorry for blue balling you there. I really need to stop procrastinating and put a second one of these shelves, or maybe 2 or 3 more in here. They're downstairs. All I need is to get some of these little side things to clamp them in another time. I'm about to record a bit for Claire's video. Not entirely sure how it's gonna go, but we got these books in Japan a year ago now, and we haven't opened them up. We've been waiting to open them up for whenever we make a Japan-related video, and neither one of us has done that yet. But Claire's starting now, so we're gonna open them up and look at them. I'm quite excited. We won't be able to understand anything in it. Hopefully there's plenty of pictures. The books are actually pretty interesting. Mostly. They were neat. How do I say this? They're not real. At least I'm pretty positive. No, I'm certain they're not official Lego books. They were made by an AFOL over in Japan. Took a bunch of pictures between the two books of different pieces and broke down the pretty base knowledge. And then in the second book, they went a lot harder, but they showed mocks from different people, even some convention mocks and a local lug there. And that was pretty neat to see some of that stuff. And some of the ideas were fun, but this is from the mid-2000s, so parts and parts usage almost looks, they're pretty rudimentary compared to some of the crazy things people are pulling off now. Would not recommend if you ever found it. Don't know how you'd find it? That would be a you problem going against my recommendations of telling you not to get one and then going and trying to find one. I mentioned yesterday that I was going to put my current video that I'm working on off to the side, shelve it for a little bit, just to get something else done before a convention, Brick World Chicago, that we're going to within 2 weeks. Doing a second video might still be a little bit challenging, seeing since I'm supposed to be talking positively about myself. I'm supposed to be positive. I'm supposed to be overwhelmingly loving of oneself. I guess I don't need to give myself more self-love. I do that. No, I'm not saying that. That's disgusting. There seem like a few hiccups that'll be coming along the way. One particularly blonde, annoying one that's definitely going to be a nuisance tomorrow. You'll see. The idea for the next video is going to be something similar to one of my most popular, actually I think it's the second most non-short popular video that I've ever uploaded, where I just talk about a bunch of rare or weird or obscure or unique Lego stuff that I kind of just blasted through. That is not an overstatement. I shot through like 30 different things in no time at all, and a lot of it did not make a lot of sense. It could be said about a lot of my content though. All of my content. That could be said about all of my content. I said it before you, so don't comment. So instead of just spending, let's say, 6.5 seconds on something like a Japanese Lego book, I would spend a little bit more time breaking it down, or rather, I'm going to spend just a little bit more time breaking down the 10 or 20 whatever things that I'm talking about. And then I think doing a mock with it, because I've been making a lot of mocks recently, or mock-related videos, and that's the only ideas. Mock brain. And then following along with some premise of, is this part worthwhile? Should you try to use it? Is it worth trying to implement into a mock or a build, or should it belong in the garbage? The answer to most of those is probably going to be belonging in the garbage. I'm gonna make a educated guess, my hypothesis. It should all be in the trash, and I am just a trash goblin that just pulls it out because I can't let it go to the landfill. No, but maybe someone might think that's neat. Just me. Me, maybe 2 or 3 other people in the world.
Did it!
The landlord rental saga continues. For some reason, someone thought it'd be a good idea to have the door fixed and scheduled so early. Why do I have to be up at 1 o'clock? Why?
Is it my fault for going to bed as late as I do / did? I could take the blame, or I could blame you for wanting a stupid vlog, because if I weren't doing this, then I wouldn't have had to go to bed so late. That's a lie. I lied. That's not true at all. I would have gone to bed at the same time. I didn't stay up until the time I did. I don't even want to tell you what time I stayed up to. I did not stay up that late, though, to edit this crap, of which debatable if you even want.
Taking all bets. Is this gonna be the last day? Are we finally wrapping up all of this nonsense? Or are they not gonna be able to fix it? I'm gonna have to come back again, maybe even earlier. I mean, like actually early, not 1:30 in the afternoon. That's not early at all, but a real early time. We shall see. I need to turn back the air on right now. Guess who called it? Guess who called it? Guess who called that the thing wouldn't work? Guess. Oh, me? Was it me? I should have put money down. I should have bet you money. You owe me money. Someone owes me. We have to reschedule. Couldn't figure it out. Apparently this was just a house call to find out what's wrong with it, despite already knowing what's wrong with it. The motor doesn't work properly. Guess what he found out? The motor doesn't work properly. Wow! We just need to reschedule and have someone else come out to replace the lock entirely. I think I said that before. I think I said before that they have to replace the entire lock on one of these things. But maybe I should send that to them. I'm just talking out of my bottom. I'm not being petty by looking. I'm just curious if I said it or not. And I'm not sure. I watched some of these videos and I can't find it, and I don't necessarily want to keep watching. Maybe I did say it and I cut it out, because I do cut some of this stuff out, believe it or not. There are some things that I just find boring, or I'm really repetitive, or I just go on and on and on and on. The blonde menace isn't even here yet, and she's already causing me trouble. Now I have to mop because she's a guest who's coming over. You didn't hear from me, but she's not even a real blonde. Here she is to ruin the day.
I'm not gonna ruin the day. In fact,
It's
I think
already
gonna get
ruined.
better
You
from
already
now.
have ruined it with your stench.
Well, you know.
I've been wearing a hat all day because I haven't taken a shower and my hair is greasy when I don't shower literally every day, and it only gets worse when I wear a hat, but my hair was starting to hurt, so I gave myself a quick rinse in the sink before we left, and now I have the same hairstyle as the Wolverine. I guess it could be worse. We're going to the parks. Apparently the only way Holly will come and see us, despite us like basically getting her into the country, is if we take her to the park. Why we're coming so late, I'm not quite sure, but we're here at night, and I don't mind. It's much, much, much less busy and much, much, much less hot. Holly has to go pick up her annual pass since she just bought one and this is her first time coming. That's why we're coming. Oh my god, is she picking her nose? This is a good way to start off the night. Didn't even make it into the park and I already need to buy another shirt. It's paint, I'm not sure if it's frosting, I'm not sure if it's bird poop. This is about as this they wouldn't let me go in the bathroom to change because of traffic flow, and I have to wear this goofy thing. It's the happiest place on earth.
Ooh, what is that? What is that? One viewer?
Corn dog, corn dog, corn dog, corn dog, corn dog. Oh, I ran out of footage. On our way to Space Mountain. Nope, never mind. I don't know if you can even hear anything because of the overlay audio that's way too loud, but we're on People Mover again for some reason, despite it being the most boring ride in the park. Ooh, spooky alien. Ooh, spookier and look at them like hidden Mickey. Hidden. Glad Claire got that cross-eye photo pass. Well, that was a colossal waste of time. Yes. Look at it. It's beautiful. Not you. I think my microphone might have been off that entire time. Yeah, if you can see that, all of this footage right here, yep, the audio wasn't on, microphone wasn't on that whole time, so let's, I guess, I mean, it's only 3 o'clock in the morning, I have time to fix that, and I don't have to be up early at all. Boom! Fit check. I don't remember what I was saying here, but it's probably snarky. Haul time, probably, I think I'm leading up to a haul. Yep, I don't collect Pez dispensers, but I got a Pez dispenser holder that's not officially a Pez dispenser holder in red, because red looks better than blue. Here's footage of blue. Wow, look at all those Pez dispensers I have. This definitely wasn't me saying that I don't collect them anymore, and I just have them still because I can't get rid of them because I'm too sentimental. Yeah, see, there's me saying I'm sentimental. I have a video idea with Pez where I try to sell them because I saved a lot of them packaging when I was little to sell them when I got older. I should do that for a video. This is me talking about that. Today's ending. Make your peace. We're over.
Subscribe. Oh, don't. Actually, don't. I wouldn't. I'm subscribed and I regret it.
It's not recording. Holly
I didn't.
just peed in the chair. She just.
Shower.
Did you not dry off? You look dry to me. You just peed in the.
Well, clearly, I forgot
You
to-
pissed in the chair. Just finished uploading my video. Moment not too long ago for today or tomorrow. I don't know. The timeline, it just doesn't make sense. My brain can't process it. It's almost like I'm stupid. I have to be up in 4.5 hours to go to the Lego store because some people want to get sets on May 1st. But unfortunately, the Lego store that we're going to is the worst store for release days in the entire country. Now back to me being a miserable little. Whose idea was this? Who is so incredibly stupid that they would get up at this time?
We're going to the Lego store.
I'm gonna kill you.
Why?
We're on the way to the Disney Springs Lego store. Why? I don't know. Apparently, Holly couldn't go to Walmart to pick up Lego sets. I guess the only place to get them was at 9 o'clock in the morning after sleeping for 3.5 hours at the Lego store. It's weird how that works. I thought they were sold everywhere, but I guess not.
Not before.
I fell to the hype and got a bit of a haul. So many things. So many things. Not as much as everybody else.
I very easily could have bought more as well.
You know what's cute is this Lego store was my first Lego store, but it was also his first Lego store.
For all of the people that came for Lorcana content and never watched anything else because it was just Lorcana, I'm making it up to you today. We're buying Lorcana maybe, probably, if they have any. We'll see. The bird's posting up on me. He's asking for it. Lorcana Hall inbound. You could only get 10 packs per person as per the norm, so I made other people buy 10 packs as well. We're coming home with 30 packs.
Ross ate all my wings.
The promise to leave just keeps getting extended with each new store that we're stopping at. This is it. This is the new home. I live here now. We opened like 60 packs between the lot of us and not a single pull. But now we're running a train on these cards to get them organized. I don't do naps. Don't get me wrong, I can sleep, I can take a nap, no problem. But that's the problem. When I nap hard. It is a struggle. I just don't, a 5-minute beauty rest. No. I fall asleep, I am out. I'll wake up and I lose track of where I am, who I am in some circumstances. I just woke up after a coma and I don't know what the world is or how I fit in it. In a day where I should have recorded so much more, where I could have had a really fun video like I had yesterday, which was beyond what I normally do on this channel, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I watched it with people, purposely. I encourage people to watch it with me. I never do that. Enough of bed talk. Call time. I had no desire to get the mechs, but they're kind of fun. They're a little fun, and I only got this one because, man, does that UCS figure keychain swap look excellent. That UCS figure in general looks excellent. But not paying $200 whatever it is looks even more excellent. And what do I do with the keychain? I don't like having keychains on my keys. I want them to be as slim and low profile as possible. And this one kind of looks bad now that I gave them all the crappy parts. Interesting to see how far they've come since the original one though. I didn't buy this one. I was planning on it, but I decided not to. Usually we only get sets anyways when there are VIP points or promos going on, so I just passed up for it for now. Holly, knowing my birthday is right around the corner and being annoying, got it for me. And now I'm one step closer to finishing my Fabric First collection. Unless you count the visor Rex, which I technically count it, but I really don't want to spend another $100+ The only difference is a visor, and he never even had a visor in any material ever. But a question I keep bouncing back and forth: does Echo fit in there or not? He was 501st, but now he's Bad Batch. Does he go with the Bad Batch, or does he go with 501st, or do I get a second one? That seems a bit silly. The Yoda bag tag, I was never gonna get it. I know I can't be a Yoda completionist despite being a complete freak that collects all the Lego Yoda stuff I can. It's just not possible to get all of it, but they had the old one that I thought retired a few years ago in the store, so I guess I'm collecting them now. Now I just need to go get the... I need to get the Christmas one. And it doesn't even fit on the shelf. My current Lego Yoda display it's not enough. I have most of it in bins, so this one, it goes in the bin. And more acquisitions. Some of Holly's figures Claire decided to get for some reason, I don't know. They're not that good. I guess we have to get the complete Holly collection, ooh. And then Emmosaurus and Rossosaurus gave us one of their new sig figs and an Emmosaurus tile to go with one of their old, not sig figs. And I'm like the only person that knows and or cares about it, but I care. Today is a day of organization. I already wrapped up putting away all the Lorcana cards that we got yesterday. That was a big mess. There was a lot left. We need a better spot for them though, or just better containers to put them all in. Too much bulk, not enough space, which is the exact problem for the real challenge of the day. The Lego pile. There's a bit too much that needs to be, oh gosh, oh god. And all of this needs to go in there. I did this exercise not that long ago, but we acquired a little bit more stuff and then brought over another load of Lego from California because a large portion of our collection is still there and we do it one trip at a time. Anytime we have a flight to California, we take empty suitcases so we can load them up and bring them back. It's been a long process. We have a little bit too much. We have way too much stuff. Unfortunately, our lifestyle of just put it off until later, get it done at another point, has caught up because we need this room again for people to sleep in. It was bound to happen, and it's our faults for putting it off for so long, but man, am I gonna get sweaty doing this. It's a bit of a puzzle trying to figure out how to get all this stuff to fit on here. More shelves might help, but it'd probably end up just taking up even more space that we could use to stack boxes up higher. A lot of these sets we get when they're on deep discount, and we'll end up building them and then parting them out so we can use for whatever other projects, which means probably not not any specific project, and it'll just go right into the parts bins and live there for the rest of our lives. Most of the bins are sets we've already built before that we had to take apart when moving from one place to another. Will we build them eventually? I do hope so. Oops, just scuffed the wall with one of the boxes. Don't tell Claire. Normally I'm rather optimistic about what I can get in here, and I do believe I can get all of this still in here. It's just, I don't think anything else after this can. At least not as long as I want to be able to access everything and not block in the whole area, which is, I think, about to happen. Floor check. All this stuff is to be built immediately parted out, so keeping that out for now. All this stuff is to be combined into one big building, or multiple little big buildings for Claire's city, keeping that out. All this is about to be crammed into here, as well as the rest of these being put up higher. I still have some space there, and some space there, and a little bit over there. I can get it in. And all the other miscellaneous things get filed away back into the actual Lego room, and this can be a guest room again, for now. Kind of mostly. I mean, I didn't even talk about some boxes in the corner. Really, the sets that are staying out should probably be crammed in there as well. There might be a thing, and this is gonna sound crazy, but there might be a concept of maybe there is too much. Yeah, I decided I'm gonna cram all the stuff in here, at least for now. Pull it back out whenever the beast leaves. Mostly I'd rather have it here instead of on the floor because it's already a hassle enough trying to get into some of these bins whenever we need to. Each one weighs at least 20 pounds and moving them off and on, off and on, off and on just to get to one little set at the very bottom is already a tedious process. And having to move the crap out of the way to get to anything else, I don't look forward to future me's prospect of having to do that. But what has future me ever done for me anyways? Now past me, he's the one that deserves all the credit and or blame. Probably more blame than credit, and it's like none of it ever even existed. Same as that near hour it took me to do this. That basically didn't exist either. 1 week comment check. I should really get some music for this. If anybody has any musical background and they want to do a song for the comment reading, that would be awesome. For now, I guess I'll do a temporary placeholder. It was. Whatever it was. I'm not giving out free pictures when I can monetize it later on. I'm sorry it was so much longer. I'm sure the extra time was excruciating to witness. Yes. Okay. I'm glad because it's yours. See, I wanna agree with you. I just, deep down inside me, I know that's wrong. I really want to. Thank you. But is it? Is it weird or am I the weird one? Only because I set the bar so low. It absolutely was not. Well, it made the video more interesting. Probably didn't help in the views. I'm sorry. If you want to watch more card videos, I have them in the past that you could watch. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's an option. Probably shouldn't. Hold your phone closer. The timeline of me uploading the day after, but people watching it that day, and then me talking about it, and the people's reactions to that day or the day after. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it, and it shouldn't be this difficult. It's a pretty simple next day scenario, and I am struggling. Whatever to let me. Is it me? Am I weird? Because I feel like the content's not abnormal. And this is a prime example of the people that I would like to directly apologize to for not having more Lorcana content. For all the people that watched those Lorcana videos and then followed, small group, but they did. Sorry that there's not more. I could do more. I might play it. Claire hopes I'll play more. Man, it will not be nearly as interesting as actually going to a convention that people care about. One of the times I flew through Orlando, I wanted to be a little bit more adventurous, and I got one of the spicier options, the spiciest options from Chipotle. I usually handle food really well. That was a rough 3 hours. Is there a particular reason I should? It is, and it should be taken seriously. It's you versus the provider of the food. Your goal is to eat more than what you paid, and their goal is for you to eat less than what they paid for that food. And I don't like losing. This is sarcasm? This is probably sarcasm. What is weird about, I don't understand. Is it me? Well, I know what I'm doing for the rest. The first wave of packages for the ATST that I am apparently producing now just showed up. We have just a couple of pieces in here. Oh geez. First 3 orders are here. One was just one single part that I wanted to get as a prototype, but we're not going with it anyways because it's too expensive. It only came in one set, the Optimus Prime set, and it looks good, but it's over $1 a piece and no one sells them in bulk. And one of the Bricklink orders came in. We only ordered on Jeez. Most of the pieces we ordered straight from the LEGO website because we could get most of the pieces from them brand new. Some of the pieces, however, were not available on the LEGO website, and these were those ones. The face for the ATST, being most recently in a set from 2012, is unfortunately and unreasonably not being offered by the LEGO website. Oh wow, a bunch of free parts. I needed more visors. I was missing those. Ross just informed me that Taco Bell has a Cheez-It collab going on.
Alright guys, we're going on a late night Taco Bell hunt. We're gonna go taste test the new Cheez-It. Yeah, the new Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme.
I'm not eating it.
I'm eating 3.
I'm gonna have 1. Apparently it's the world's largest Cheez-It. Taco Bell. Claire's getting sick. Tensions are running high. I want a Cheez-It. Big Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme, big Cheez-It Tostada. Apparently you have to order it on the app, only if you're in the know.
You don't have to, I was just gonna voice over it, but yeah, sure. I guess you have more confidence than I do.
Alright, so we're gonna do 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. Never tried one of these nacho fries before. Get a big long one. I can't believe they made these out of real nachos. Go good.
I know.
For the main event, I can't wait for.
I'm cutting all of this. Oh, look at the box. It's exclusive.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I don't taste Cheez-It.
I got a big whiff of Cheez-It.
I only taste lettuce.
I don't see it. Oh, you can see it right there. See the Cheez-It right there.
It's like puke.
It's just, oh, I see it.
Oh my god, oh my god. No. What are you
This
doing?
is the world's largest Cheez-It.
Did you literally dump the whole thing over?
Yeah, to see it. Oh no.
Tastes like a big Cheez-It.
I think it's just a normal Taco Bell. I don't think it's abnormally good. I think it's just Taco Bell crack. 3 out of 10 would recommend Taco Bell Cheez-Its. Definitely worth a visit. Now, parts counting.
There's at least 10 in there.
A book was given of just the parts. Guess who gets to count it?
Joke's on you. I don't know how to count.
Joke's on you. Neither do I. You want to take that from the top? You don't have to, you just stay relaxed. You don't have to put on your voice.
I just don't understand.
No, see, he did it. He's doing it. Like, he's gesturing. You were so relaxed. It was like an authentic, like, this is bullcrap, man. But now it's like, oh, this is very unsophisticated of them.
Oh, yes. I find it quite shallow and pedantic. No, but seriously, why, they go through all the effort of putting these pieces in your bag, and it's all different pieces, and they weigh it all, and throw it all in, but why can't they just put them in individual bags? Why do they gotta make you do this? Now you gotta sort through the pieces, when they were already sorted before they shipped, and they just put it all
It's
in
the
one big bag.
authentic Lego experience.
I'll pay to not have that.
So would I. This is 35 minutes of footage. It didn't even make a dent. I hope you're ready for the next 4 videos to just be counting, because that's all it's gonna be. I'm finishing this up right now, and I don't know how long it's gonna take to render. Hopefully not too long, but this is nearly 4 hours, so it's gonna be a minute. I'm not even sure if I can get it up today. There's just a few dates or days that I messed up in some of the videos, and I try to line them up to make them a little bit better. I just wanted to say thank you, not for just watching this, because wow, if you actually watch this and got this far, wow. But more so, I'm assuming that you've probably watched a few of the other ones, and this is supposed to be just a side project to keep myself motivated and keep going and be more productive and have a better schedule with my day-to-day. And I have really, really been enjoying it. There's been some low points, real sad points since starting this, but overall, I've had a great time, and really thank you for watching any of them at all. Welcome to Fort Wilderness Lodge, home of the Whispering Canyon Cafe, aka the place with endless milkshakes for $10. Fort Wilderness Lodge is one of the premier Disney hotels, and by premier I mean premierly expensive. God damn. It's nature themed, as in everything in nature has been extraordinarily manicured to the point where it's unrecognizable. It's great. This is a goddamn outrage. Down to $5.25. Can we get $3 a milkshake? I'm dying. He got the meat sweat. Got one to go. $3.50 a milkshake. That's what I call a deal. That's what I call disgusting. This is death. I'm never doing that again. Diminishing returns. I can't eat as much, and I feel just as sick. There's no point. I didn't need the 3rd milkshake. I didn't need the 3rd platter of meat. I'm gonna do it again, I know I will. Today would be a good exercise in what not to do when making a video for the day. We spent the day today with Emily, Ross, and Holly doing all sorts of things, and I, after going to the Whispering Canyon Cafe and eating Way too much food. You know, all you can eat. I mentally made the choice without telling anybody that I was done recording for the day. And at some point, I did tell everybody, I'm done recording for today. I'm only gonna use footage that everybody else does. Trying to string together a narrative without any conversation between 3 different people, Holly, Emily, and Claire, and what they recorded in those multiple hours through the rest of the day is impossible without doing a voiceover. Instead of doing this at a reasonable time, maybe even with other people, when we got back after the day was done, I promptly fell asleep on the couch in front of 4 people having a very active conversation. Thanks for that footage, Holly. Really appreciate that one. After the Greasy Meat Fest for breakfast, we went and spent the rest of the sunlight in a water park in the sun all day. That made most of us reasonably tired. This is where Holly came in recording all of the footage because she was the only one with a watertight bag. Lots of Holly POV here. Kind of wish my legs looked this good in a POV, but my legs just look like this. I'm sorry, everyone, I don't know if you were even looking at my legs or if you were distracted by the wedgie that needed to be medically pulled out with tongs because there was more pants in me than out of me at this point in time. After the water park, we made a brief stop at home to clean up. Then we went out for our second all you could eat meal of the day, and that was sushi. Oh boy, maybe the first one should have been enough. It wasn't. This is where Claire and Emily came in with all sorts of great shots, like this one. Or how about this one? Or how about this one? Oh no, this is just Emily fixing her hair before she starts recording. This is the kind of stuff you don't see in the Emmasaurus videos when she just cuts it out. Why would she cut this out? This is grand content. Why would she cut out the clearance Lego hunting that was unsuccessful in finding any Lego clearance? I don't know. I shouldn't have waited until 2 o'clock in the morning to try to do a voiceover. I shouldn't have not recorded anything throughout the day. I should have brought down all the footage with me so I could watch it as I'm talking through this, not remembering what I just quickly glanced at. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Emily. And thank you, Ross. Today was not a bad one at all. Ikea, where originality goes to die. Decent prices, though. We have to return a broken drawer. Hopefully, we don't get sucked too deep down the Ikea rabbit hole. Gonna go check out the rotten pile. My hopes aren't high that we'll come out with anything, but maybe we'll come out with some garbage. Okay, not too bad. Standing desk legs without the tabletop, and it's manual, but $24. Hoo-wee. If it were just the first 20 minutes of us returning stuff and going through the rotten section, that'd be fine. But no. Now, we have to go through the back rooms of Ikea. Guess who didn't check what the table legs were for? Children. That's right, we don't have enough intelligence between the two of us to realize something's a kid's desk. We are rewarding ourselves with crappy food for doing a bad job and spending money needlessly. Round of applause for everybody. I don't know what it is about these little dudes, but I like them. It never ends. Ikea, the boundless store. One that most people never get out of alive. We managed to get out, only to end up in Costco, an equally endless store. I am dying here. I'm going to be buried in bulk goods. I just realized I haven't seen my cohorts in like 15 minutes, so I should probably go find them and make sure they don't buy everything. Tried to find them, but I couldn't, so I just ended up buying a chicken bacon Pepsi. Much better outcome.
Is that just a guy thing to do? Like, you can't find the people you came here with, so instead of continuing to find them, you go get food? It's not as if something's gonna happen, it's a Costco. Here's the table that he bought that's actually meant for children that we didn't realize until after we paid for a non-refundable thing because it was in the discount pile. I'm opening it up to see how bad of a situation we're in and if it's just gonna be saved for a future potential child way down the line, or are we gonna try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace? I don't know. It seems pretty substantial, and I think that's how we got. Dude, we looked up a video of this thing to see it. I don't even know if I should bother putting this together. It seems like a lot of work for something that's not gonna go very high. Our other option was just set it up as a bedside table for a guest room. Seems a little bit big for that. Seems like a mistake was made. This is right around 3 feet tall, and it would have to be one low table to actually get to use this. I don't know what to do with this. I guess that makes sense, seeing how it's a table meant for children. Really defeats the whole purpose of having a standing desk, doesn't it, though? When it comes no higher than crotch level. What? I got hot. These are the, I don't know, I want to be a ladder shelves. Oh wow, I didn't realize how tall. They are substantial. They can handle it. The room can take it. Oh, she can take it. Oh yeah. That's substantially more. Oh yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Billy bookcases. This one was temporary because we had an extra one not being used at the moment for a project we hadn't quite started, but that is coming up here real soon. I'm not a huge fan of the look of the Ikea white bookcase. It's fine. It's just a little bit hard when it's
a little bit sanitary, dust shows up on it a little bit too much or too well, and every single human alive has at least 8 of them. And they can go far. There's plenty of, oh, and I hate to say this word because I think it's incredibly stupid, but Ikea hacks that make it look substantially different and better. I don't want to do that in here. I'd rather not have built-ins in this room. I want to keep it pretty loose, so if I want to add or take away or change something, because this is my primary filming area, I can easily do that. If I have a giant mass of compressed cardboard in the way, that'd be a little bit more difficult. I need to clear all of this garbage out and put that together. That shouldn't take more than 45 days. My mouse droid took a tumble and committed suicide, taking 4 Wookiees with it. Guess he didn't want to long for the new shelf. That does not bode well. I'm genuinely surprised how tricky that was. It wasn't anything necessarily super tricky to figure out. It's just getting this thing level. It doesn't feel like an Ikea product. There aren't any pre-drilled holes for the cross bracing, and it was off level. So we have a few too many holes. I'm not going to show how many because that's embarrassing. There is not much more I want to do right now than clean off those shelves, cram all my crap back on it, get the lights behind it so they're not so janky, just stuck to the wall, because I want some light in here. That's why they're on here, and pull more stuff out of my bins and put them on the shelves. But if I do that, I will have to record it. And if I record it, I'll have to add it into today's video. And if I do that, I will not start on it until probably 3 in the morning. The healthy decision, the good decision, is to just hold off and not put any of my stuff on right now, which is quite the demanding challenge. There's a lot of stuff on here and I want to put it on so bad. It would make this video better and I wouldn't leave you with the dissatisfaction of leaving it empty, but I think I'm gonna have to put it off until tomorrow. Today I'm gonna finish putting these shelves together, and by that I mean I'm not gonna actually do all the work that I wanna do to it. I'm just gonna get all the crap that's here and put it here. I feel like cleaning this thing did nothing. Did a whole lot of nothing. Nothing at all. It's also a little bit warped or angled down, does it? There's definitely a little bit of sinking right down in the exact middle. Hopefully that won't be as noticeable or a problem when I put everything on there. What won't be fine are these lights that I actually got from Ryan's mega M&R store from last year's Lego convention in Chicago that he was just gonna throw away. And I'm like, I like free lights, my room's dark, I need lights. That's why this light strip that's always here, just have a little bit more light in here because it was a little dark. I'm gonna put it on here. I hope it's not gonna take away the brightness that they already give to the room that much because it has been beneficial. I am doubtful that this will stretch across the whole thing, as in I know for a fact it will not stretch across this whole thing. It's gonna look terrible. The gaps in the shelves are also way too tall, even for some of the tallest things that I have in here. It's just, there's a lot of extra forehead space that I'm not a huge fan of. So I can either lower the shelves and have much less space in between them, but I'm probably gonna end up getting a few more shelves and cramming this thing full. This is not gonna be the final setup. Or it might be because I'm just too lazy to change it, even though I'm definitely wanting to stain it and sand it down just to make it a little bit more pretty. But I might not even end up doing that once I put all this crap on here. We'll see. That's great, it took some paint off the wall. There's just a whole line of paint, like a little ant trail. Glad this thing that's supposed to improve my life is actively taking away from it before it even gets finished. Woo. All those little white spots, of which there are hundreds. Paint chips off the wall, let's go! Looks like I grossly miscalculated how long this thing is, where it goes all the way around, with ample amounts of room to spare. I started on the second lowest shelf and not the lowest, because I did that, there's not enough space. That does bring up a little bit of an issue. I have a little bit of a gap now where light's not gonna show all the way through. I could take it all down and rejig it just a few inches and that'd be fine, but I don't wanna do that right now, especially since I know this is not gonna stick up long term. There's already spots peeling off. Guess we'll just leave it for now and hopefully it won't look too bad. Or, better yet, I'll just put something really big right here and you won't be able to tell the light's not there anyway. Genius! Now we see, will it look like a flaming piece of Ikea crap with some cheap lights hardly glued to the back of them? Or will it look like a flaming piece of Ikea crap with decent lights glued to the back of them? I'm excited to see. Ooh. Who would have thought? It looks like both options. That gap's definitely visible, and along the baseboard, it doesn't show up on camera that well, but in person you can see the reflection in the baseboard. Although I don't think it'll be too much of an issue once there's stuff down there blocking the view. It'll distract from it. At least that's my hope. I guess this now means I can dust and put all my landfill back on the shelves. But more excitingly, I can get a lot more of this crap out of here. After spending... Whoa. That was close. After spending way too many hours fussing around with this, pulling stuff out from the back, only for it to look horrific, I have to stop myself and move on with my day so I don't spend the rest of today and tomorrow and the remaining week just doing stuff with shelves. That probably would not be an advantageous use of my time. It's come to my attention that I'm doing the exact opposite thing that I said I was supposed to be doing, that I said I might be doing, but I'm doing it now, which is something I'm not supposed to be doing. And that's trying. And by trying, I don't mean not putting in effort. I'm doing that, not necessarily the most amount of effort, but to do this every single day does require some amount of, but not to be a tryhard. And I'm kind of doing that. I'm enjoying it. And I probably honestly expected this to happen, but I shouldn't be. The issue I find myself in is that I want to enjoy making these videos, but it's not supposed to take away from other things that I'm supposed to be doing. Like better videos that actually get views. That is not nothing. Which is why that not nothing should be the priority. It is the priority. I'm not implying that it's not the priority. It's just, yet doing this every day can get really repetitive, especially if I'm just standing around, or rather sitting around, talking about adding a few more interesting cuts or edits makes it more fun for me, and I enjoy the process a whole lot more, but that adds time, like way too much time. Like almost 3 hours to edit one of these things time. That brings me to my current dilemma, this crap right here. Stuff that's all geared towards the current video that I'm working on my LEGO channel, the main channel that actually gets views, or sometimes gets views. Side note, this shelf being here adds so much more flexibility. I just got a whole wave of excitement realizing that random assortment of crap has the potential to do those amounts of views, while this random assortment of crap, not as much. It's just really hard for me to stop myself when I'm in the moment doing the editing for a video, and just these little different tweaks here and there, while it adds a little bit more time with each one, it just makes it so much more fun. That's the priority. This is for funsies. Well, actually, that's also very much so for funsies, but more pressure is applied to it. This whole talk could have been avoided if the sources didn't cancel the last minute plans that were last minute. So thank you, Ross and Emily. I could have done something way more simple where I would have awkwardly vlogged in public, something about some sort of mini golf thing or going to whatever stupid outdoor mall, but instead I'm doing this at an ungodly hour. It is so late. The ungodly hour is my fault, not yours. But I'm not gonna start taking blame now. This is a conversation I have regularly, not only with myself, but also other members of my household, my long-term live-in roommate. It was this comment right there that fired this all back up today. Not that this isn't a daily thought every day, which it is. Ignoring the fact that someone binge-watched all of these, I don't know how I'm sorry, you are a strong human. You're about to see how terrible my handwriting is, and spelling. I have my first channel that I definitely have spent a lot of time on that does well. And then I have this garbage, not to mention on like the third and fourth, and there's a priority here. This is for fun. This is to keep me accountable. This is also for fun, but ignoring that, it also makes money, of which is needed to live. And by spending more time, I am taking away from money, which is important. Now this could make money, but let's be realistic here. The best these have done are like 500 views, which is really fun for a side project, but in terms of this, not much of an option. I was really worried that was gonna bleed through. I'm glad it didn't. Waste of paper though. Now what is the conclusion I'm trying to draw from all of this? I should have played mini golf tonight. I have a list you're probably all very, very familiar with. A list of things that I haven't done that I need to do list. A list of things that I haven't done that I want to do, that I need to do, some things I don't want to do that have to be done. I have the drive to do them, most of them, but it's not being prioritized. I want to tackle this list to lower down the list so it doesn't keep growing out of control. And right now it feels like it is rapidly spiraling out of my control. As of this moment, I need more of these shelves, which requires these shelves, which requires buying more of these shelves, then lightly sanding them, then either building two of these planter boxes. Build a planter box here for this plant. Power washing the back porch that I keep. Well, this is new. I don't know what this is, but I add that to the list. Clean these oil stains somehow. Hang this pin and pegboard somewhere. I don't know where. Make a permanent filming station with that standing desk behind you, either on this wall or this wall, which if it was on this wall, figure out what's wrong with this camera. I have no idea how to do that. That's gonna be a learning curve. Finish the master closet. that we started 4 months ago. Make a different type of pin board times 2 for all lights. Times a lot. There's a lot of lights. Build these 2 shelves we just got. And the 15 dozen other things I forgot or don't remember that I need to do. Like fix the wires underneath my desk that I haven't fixed yet. I like it to look clean, but I need to go get more double-sided tape. Or the toilet rolls that I need to swap out. I haven't done that yet. And then I need to install more toilet rolls and fix the lock in the rental house that I still haven't got around to. Is becoming an adult realizing that that list, the to-do list, is never ending? Is that a part of the growing up experience?
How do I handle my to-do list? I probably spend more time creating to-do lists than I actually do.
The funny part of that sentence is, do I handle to-do lists?
I'm still kind of searching for that answer myself, I'll be honest. So if you find out, do let me know.
I try to chip off a little bit every day and not guilt myself for not getting to the things I didn't get to.
Oh, and that's not even including sorting the parts for the ATST, and somebody dropped the worst one where you can't even see him. Nice going, Ross! I did it. I dropped him. Woo, time for nobody's favorite time of the week. Going through comments that no one wanted me to respond to because I don't know what else to do. Thank God Ross reminded me that I actually record these on Sunday to to post them on Monday because I thought I was recording them on Monday because I'm dumb. And if you wouldn't have mentioned that, man, I would have been struggling for something to do because I did not have an idea for today at all. People came over and have been over all day and should have recorded that. If this were a series, that would be a great title. I should have recorded more. That's a little rude and confusing. Confusingly rude. No, she moved back to California to be closer to her parents, and yes, he is considering the possibility of being here in a more long-term position. Thank you. I have no idea. What are you talking? This makes me think why are you what? Are you hate watching? I get. No, I don't get that. I don't like hate watching things. Yes, yeah, it is. It was okay. Is that my name now? SANS? I really need to get around to changing this channel name. I really need to talk about changing this channel name. I will take idea. I am taking all suggestions. Well, I probably won't use them, but I'll take them. I don't know how you do it, but we do it in number order. So 1 through 204 and all of them, all the bulk. We do it for all of the bulk cards as well. That is a process. That is a significant process. I wanted to. I would really love to break some sort of non-official record that they have. I just can't put it down like I used to. That sounds a little... No, you don't. You don't need... Need is a strong word. Need is an unnecessarily used word. And in this case, no, you didn't. No needing. I think it's pretty thoughtful and overly generous for us to supply her or offer her anything, even if it is a child-sized desk. For her stature works, but she should be more grateful, and she's really not. No. And if I never play Roblox in my entire life, I don't think I'll be a lesser human for that non-experience. I'm gonna assume your base diet is gas station roller dogs and chili that comes out of a pump, because that is the only way I could imagine someone saying Ikea food is god tier. No one in particular, no one important really, no one with any sort of social status whatsoever. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. I know it's not a lot, but it is fun. It is fun. Sometimes, if I have an idea, if I keep up with it, it's fun. If I do stuff and then edit that stuff in a fun way, I have a good time. If I put it off until, I'm not gonna tell you what time it is now, but it's definitely not, it's definitely same day recording. It's not as fun. Are we though? Are we really? It's just you and me. Let's be honest here. Are we? No, I won't. I still won't tell you what time it is, but no, this is the perfect. If I am not awake at an ungodly hour doing this, then am I even alive? The answer is yes. I actually much prefer doing these when I wake up early and get going early on and have something throughout the day. It's much more rewarding. Doing it at the last minute makes me feel bad and like this is a lesser product, which it is. The problem is money. The problem is the problem is earning. That is a problem. One I know you are familiar with. Are you? Actually, no, I believe you. I believe that you are. But are you? I think I've come to that conclusion. I think that the to-do list, the list of life never dies. You die before it does, but it never dies. I'm aware. It eats at me for not doing it. I'm aware. Also, it should make for better vlog content. Doing stuff. People like stuff. People like seeing things be done, I think. Maybe. What do people like watching? Please tell me. I need help. Yeah, no, I'm not proud of that. I didn't realize it was that short until I was wrapping up with it, and then I realized how short it was. But I liked the pace of it. I liked how snappy it was, but it felt a lot longer than it was, and 2 minutes. Oh man, I do not want these to be that short. I say that now without editing this yet, and it's probably, I hope it's not as short. It's a little embarrassing how short it was. The video. Nothing else. Nothing else is short enough to be embarrassing. Very, very kind words. Comedy. Very kind. Oh, unless that's an insult, which I'm assuming not. Am I encouraging? Is that what this whole thing has become? Not you specifically, Paul. Not calling you out, but is this now a procrastination thing? I've heard a few of my friends tell me that they are, the only people that really watch this are the people that I talk to regularly, that they wake up to this now. And a few people have mentioned it in the comments as well, as how it's kind of like a wake up morning routine thing, which is a weird sensation to think that someone is waking up and experiencing the first thing that they experience in the morning is me, what I have to say, what I did the previous day, or whatever I talked about the previous day. It is a weird, I can't imagine waking up and hearing my own voice. That seems like it would be a little rough. So I guess I am, in a sense, encouraging procrastination by waking up and the first thing being done is watching this. I mean, the first thing I do when I wake up is check my YouTube studio to see how few people had watched the previous day and what comments I have. Usually I check for the comments. That's more exciting than number. That's really doesn't mean that much. Comments are so much more personal. This is fun. I enjoy this is fun. Oh, I forgot to do the song. Thanks to these stupid daily vlogs, it's now cataloged on the internet for the remainder of all human history how many days in between I leave the house. I don't know how many it's been, but I haven't been out of the house since I last vlogged about it. At Publix for a few quick pickups for lunch or breakfast. I don't know what world this is. I just know that I need to go get stuff. Why is Cajun food from Louisiana in the international section? That's right, I use reusable bags. I'm better than you. Okay, today might not sound like I had a planned idea and I'm just pulling this out of my bottom last minute, but that's not the case. I was planning on doing it this whole time. I didn't know what day, but today works, because today is the following day after uploading 28 days in a row, which is not really a real milestone, but in the YouTube studio, it goes in increments of 28, and I have a whole block back to back to back to back, which is really neat to see, and I've not seen that in a long time. And probably the last time I saw that, no, not even. I didn't even do it then. It's a really neat thing. Not much of accomplishment again, but just neat to see. I thought it would be neat at the end of these segments to go through and add footage that I never really used or didn't feel like it fit in for whatever reason. If it didn't, not that these have much of a story, but there is some story with some of them. Sometimes, not all of them, but sometimes. This first one is a birthday haul, and I have to play it first, so it makes sense for the following clip that I recorded today that goes after this one. You'll see. My birthday was not too long ago, and I received a few things from it, and I want to share them because they were thoughtful, and I like things. Things are fun. My beautiful wife that I'm emphatically in love with is way too generous all the time, and there's no difference for a birthday. Unsurprisingly. She's the one that paid for the Pez dispenser monorail that I showed off once before very quickly. I don't get Pez that often, but man, I am excited to put some specific ones in here that I'll talk about in some other time. Holly gave me a Yoda pin because she's definitely trying to make me addicted to collecting Yoda pins. I have resisted the urge for years, and I'm going to continue, but that's the second one she's gifted me. She's like a freaking drug dealer. She also gave me the Captain Rex microfiber. Back to Claire, there's a bit of a theme this year, and I don't know if you'll notice it. I'll just keep it, I'll tell you at the end if you didn't pick up. But the first thing was a Bad Batch sign. You might not know this. I like collecting. I, for a while, was collecting signs. If I found them randomly at thrift stores or flea markets, sometimes I'd pick them up. I found a stop sign that was hucked into our yard from a tornado. That was a cool find. Stealing signs is not okay, but when a tornado gives it to you, that's pretty sick. As well as these Bad Batch socks. I don't know if to display them or to wear them. Ross and Emily gave me a present box made out of Lego. Not easy to open, but once on the inside is not easy to open. I just found out that the bricks that they used to make the present box are actually my own. Everything is ruined. A tactical droid, one of my most coveted figures that I've wanted for a long time, but refused to spend the $40 that it was when I could have got it. And then the 60, then the 80, now the well over 100, closely approaching 200 price mark. They got it for me. That was a bit too generous. Also, Minecraft chicken flag. I'll add that to my banner for chicken nights. A shelf from Claire. It goes along with the theme to hold not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 7th Bad Batch Black Series figure on the way. I never bought them. I refused to, even though oh, it's Bad Batch themed. I don't know if you picked up on that. I purposely reframed, although when Bad Batch was going on and I was really enjoying that quite thoroughly, I talked to her way too much about it, and she picked that up as a cue to get me figures, which is also like more crack cocaine. Now I feel the urge and drive to get the remaining members. I'm not gonna get the whole series. I'm not gonna get anything outside of Bad Batch. I really don't want to, but I will get the armor sets for probably both season 1 and 2. And maybe season 2 Omega. And I'll stop there. I promise. I swear. Probably. I also want to customize them a little bit. I've seen tons and tons of painting videos or reels or shorts or whatever recommended to me of all sorts of things. And I've wanted to do it for a few years, not just with these, but a bunch of old figures that I have in general. And I want to get to that. Maybe not anything super crazy so I don't ruin them and make them look super stupid. I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to doing that.
And now to explain the following one, the same tactical droid that the sources generously gave me has a bit of an issue where it has super battle droid legs, and for those that aren't aware, those can be super fragile. And for those that really aren't aware, they're exclusive to the tactical droid. One of the many reasons why it's so expensive. It's like 30 bucks, easily 30 bucks for a used set. So not something I wanted to do.
I very generously received the tactical droid recently, and now I'm going to attempt to put it together. And I'm going to record it because if it breaks, my tears need to be seen on camera. 4 people are watching me do this. Too many angles. I hate this. 5? Oh, Shy's here. I'm putting the tactical droid together. I'm just worried it's gonna break because of the battle droid legs. I can't. My hands are shaky. You guys suck. We're good. We're good. I'm sweating. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
All right, GG's everyone.
This figure looks like ass.
This next one is really short, but we just saw an owl. We went out to get food and there was an owl.
Hello. Don't ignore me.
It's okay.
The next one up is just a clip at Walmart. Didn't really fit into whatever day this was because I didn't mention that we were going to the store or going out or anything, and I just left it out.
I have a lot of questions. I'm at Walmart picking up a few things, and I found this Pokemon book with episodes from the late 90s. This was printed in 2017, and it's 2024.
Here we're driving home at night, got stuck at a light during construction hours, and we were, well...
We have come to a detour.
Can you get my sunglasses? I cannot see.
This light is ridiculous. Too many commentary.
Yeah, I had it before you turned the camera on. If I repeated it, it wouldn't be authentic. And that's what I'm about. The authenticity.
I'm surprised you know how to say that word.
I'm surprised you have a husband.
Holly recorded a lot of pool footage when we went to the pool. A lot of pool footage was recorded. And I didn't use most of it because I did a very quick, brief voiceover. And also, I didn't want to blur out a lot of stuff. There's just a lot of clips in here of me harassing people that I just didn't end up showing. Who wouldn't want to see me harass people? There are a lot more dinner clips as well of mostly food, but also of me looking awkward. Lots of me looking awkward. A lot of awkward pictures of me. This is probably the earliest clip I had of me getting so uncomfortable that someone was walking up on me while I was recording that I get very uncomfortable.
Thank you for ruining everything and coming upstairs.
And that is basically all of them.
Oh no, that's not all of them. I have to cut what I'm saying. Ross just sent me so many things. I have the sources reverse harassing me.
All right, I'm done.
That's the first trick in the book. I have Ross feeding a bird to a cat. I'm not even gonna play this. This is just embarrassing. I'll just let this wind out with what it is.
I have a few.
I'm not quite sure why I'm recording this. I'm on my way to my grandparents' house, and I'm not going to show any of that. So what good is this? I don't know. That's what I'm doing right now, though. This is my update. This is a vlog. It's raining really hard. It doesn't seem that hard because I'm stopped, but it is coming down. I waited a while. I waited 30, 40 minutes to let it die down a little. It's not dying down. And now I've waited too long where I'm going to start hitting Tampa traffic. Yes, let's go. I keep driving and the miles keep going down, but it's been stuck at an hour for 40 minutes and now the radio's not working. I'm going to commit road rage. Yes. Let's go. I've made it nowhere. I'm in traffic. Woo! Hitting gas. I'm about to go over a multi-mile bridge. If I wouldn't have, I would have definitely got stuck in traffic and run out of gas. Probably not, but the fear of that happening, not worth it. I brought a gift for my grandfather for his late birthday gift, but it kind of looks like a giant chocolate bar. It's not a giant chocolate bar, but I'm worried he's gonna think it is and then get disappointed because he is a big fan of candy. Didn't think that one through. I should have probably put it in a different box. I called it. He thought it was a giant, you can't even see me. He thought it was a giant chocolate bar, not a sign. It wasn't chocolate, but they gave me chocolate, so there was sucks. What am I saying? I probably have 30 seconds worth of video for today. I don't even know if this is gonna go in, but I have 30 seconds maybe of video. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get back, but I'm not gonna be back for another hour and 25 minutes, and by that time it'll be 20 minutes till 11. Let's hope there's more footage for me to go through that I didn't upload like yesterday. I don't. Lego convention at Chicago's tomorrow. I have nothing packed or charged. I need to do that now. Well, here's a good question. I am under the belief that using my phone to record these clips and these short videos is adequate. However, why would I do that if I have a better option? I don't subscribe to the notion that you need the best equipment out there to make these stupid videos. Not just these crappy vlogs, but I mean videos for the platform in general. Use whatever you have, and it should be more than good enough. As long as your audio sounds good, ignoring how mine always sounds bad, the video should be fun. But if you have a better camera, why not use it? We have the Sony thing. I don't know. I don't know camera equipment. I don't get into gear. I'm not that interested into it, and I purposely choose not to learn anything about it. And this bigger Canon that we use for shots at home. That one is a bit older, but it works perfectly fine. You can get a good shot. You have to tweak it a little bit, learn how to use the lens and everything, although it's probably easier for people that already know how to do that stuff. A learned folk. Unlike myself. That Canon is definitely not one I would take traveling. However, that smaller white Sony one we have, and it is really good. It's better than this one by far. Like, it's extra bulky, where I could just have my phone in my pocket, and if I really want better audio, then I can plug in the microphones, like I sometimes, not that often, do. It is better, it's just not nearly as conspicuous as having my phone. Do I take this heavy thing to a convention and its batteries and make sure everything's charged and plugged in and working, where it would look a lot better, but I don't want to be seen by people doing it? Plus I'd have to bring you know what, that's it, that's decided. I'm not taking a dongle on top of the batteries. Yep, nope, not doing it. Our flight board's at 8:30, but we have to get there obviously at least an hour beforehand. Also we need to park the car instead of taking an Uber, because it's significantly cheaper to pay for long-term parking. So we need at least an additional half an hour, 45 minutes for that. And it takes half an hour to 45 minutes to get to the airport. Did I ever mention I was bad at math? So I need to be up and out the door at 5:30. Oh, shoot. Because I like punishing myself. Not really, but I do want to entertain myself going at Chicago, and I know that sounds a little bit silly because this is supposed to be a convention, a Lego convention. It's supposed to be fun and talk to people, and the last few conventions I've gone to, there has been some downtime in between when I'm not with anybody, as in multiple hours where I'm just wandering about by myself, which has made for a less than enjoyable experience overall. So to fill these gaps of time this year, I'm going to try to complete some stuff. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much money. It's gonna cost too much money. You know what? This is a bad idea. Normally I just have one or two things that I would like to try to find for a decent price, which doesn't normally happen. If you didn't know, vendors at conventions are horrifically overpriced. I mean, outstandingly expensive. There are some exceptions, but they are an oddity. Usually I try to pick up a few of these Jack Stone figures because they are dirt cheap everywhere. I mean, really dirt cheap. Even these are overpriced at a few bucks when they're usually a couple dozen cents. But it's okay because you factor in shipping, and it comes out right around okay. Seeing how I've been looking for these exact figures for the last several years and I still haven't had a complete set of them, my hopes are not high that I'm gonna find them. So let's make this more interesting. An actual challenge, shall we? If it isn't obvious, painfully obvious, that I like collecting crap, then I don't know how long you've been watching, and if you're new, welcome, hi, thanks for getting this far. But I like crap. I've been thinking about it for several hours and actually put effort towards it. I think it'd be a real fun video. Not for this channel. I'll probably record something. Shut up, just get to the trying to collect all of one category of figure at the Lego convention. So there's a set time, there's a set parameter, and I have to get all of it in one go. I probably should come up with some sort of risk reward where if I get them all, yay. If I don't get them all, then something bad happens. I don't know what that would be. And I don't want to lose things. But I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get all the battle droids. I thought about getting all the Gungans, but there's only 2 left that I don't have, so it seems not super fun. I need to collect more. I need more than 2 things in the video. I need 8 normal battle droids, 1 super battle droid, and a handful of miscellaneous Confederacy/Trade Federation figures. That seems like it would be a fun challenge. And there are some expensive ones in there, so maybe I'll need to think about it, but 8 battle droids is quite a good number. Actually, it might not seem like a good number, but when they're so plentiful and the differences are very, very not that different, actually, I think it might be more of a challenge to get them all than it initially would seem. Rather, I think it might be impossible to get them all at this convention, but we'll see. We'll see. If I can't get them, then, oh boy, that's now I have to take the Sony camera for a bit because this is a video. I can't just do crap. It's 6:09. We have to leave at 6:30. When I said I was math, that wasn't a joke. I was in bed, lights are off, eyes closed by 2:30. Could not fall asleep for, I have no idea how long, but I feel how long it was. We have just a few chores to do before we leave, but everything should be decently ready and packed to go. I say that with all of our suitcases completely open. It's a minute shy till 7. We'll be there in a few minutes. Hopefully, we'll have enough time for the lounge. We had to park out at the Sticks and walk for quite a while to get to the bus stop. There are a few things to be this excited for. Country, family, pride in work, and of course the lounge. I don't know if I'm making it to the lounge today. This is a really long line. I don't ask for much, just lounge access with unlimited food. Can I have that, please? Ugh, no. Cringe. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. Here we go. This is it. This is it. This is the only reason I'm coming for this entire trip. The club. Oh, yeah. It's not that I need to go to the lounge. It's not that I'm gonna die without it. But without it, life is just simply not worth living. We have to leave here in a few minutes. I'm gonna try to get maybe one more thing down. We'll see. We'll see. They're not refilling everything as fast as I would love them to. No lunch meat this whole time. I want my prosciutto, damn it. But I'm gonna fill up my water and then we are gonna head out of here. Oh, I guess I needed to pee first. And it wouldn't hurt to have some tea. 4. This cream cheese spread is yummy. Okay, now we can leave. Back to reality. Whoa.
I'm really happy we got the club access credit card so that Sans can have diarrhea on the plane.
I don't know, that's not founded. I don't know if I've ever actually had diarrhea on a plane. It hit me like 20-30 minutes ago. I am tired. The 3 hours of sleep is rearing its ugly head hard. I mean, really hard. I'm gonna try to fall asleep. It's not gonna go well. Yeah, sleep's not happening. I guess I'll get started with editing this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago here.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna stay up until tonight, let alone as late as everybody's gonna wanna stay up. I'm not feeling it at all. I'm not sure what kind of updates to give. This seems a little bit boring or repetitive. We got to the hotel. We got food. We did things.
I'm meeting Josh for lunch.
Oh, great. It is repetitive. It's an interesting feeling. All of our friends are here, the ones we actually care about, and we were sitting down eating with them. I'm not sure if this is because we're on calls with them way too often or some other ambiguous reason, but it felt normal. It felt not like a special occasion that it is, especially since we only see them in person, most of them at least. Everyone except for Josh. That guy, he is unironically the worst. I started filming for my Battle Droid video, and unlike how I usually am way over prepared where I've written a script or at least a huge outline, I'm going in pretty raw here. I'm not sure how to do this, but we'll figure it out along the way. Or I'll just never upload it. We'll see. I took a quick look and saw 4. That's not bad, but that's only half, so I'm a bit concerned that the other ones aren't going to be available, and if they're not, don't know what to do about this video. On my way to go get some B-roll footage. And A-roll footage? Just footage. Lots of footage. I spilled ketchup on my pants, and when I thought it couldn't get any worse, this was the view. Not a fun sight. I have a feeling this bridge right here is going to be a good friend of mine for the next few days. There's rarely anyone on it. And sometimes there's people underneath, but I can't see them, so I can't be weird. That's not true. It takes very little for me to be weird. You gotta say something. I don't just do B-roll. That's it. Wrapping it up there. It's almost 2:30, and I need to finish this up. So I'm gonna make it short and simple, sweet. I'm tired. There was a lot of condensation and mist coming from the plane. I didn't really acknowledge that. That was neat. Here's this clip of Claire eating. She didn't even notice me recording because she was reading. And I think that's about it. That's it. That's the wrap up. I talked to people. I got things. I received things. Lots of things. Talked to people again. Fixed my crappy mocks. Turns out I don't build mocks that much. I brought mostly sets. This is going well. I should have B-roll for this, but I don't have it. I would have to go back to the hall and get B-roll.
Just make an excuse to go back out there.
No! I feel like I've been hit by a train. I did have a pleasant surprise. I thought we went to bed at 3, but my laptop is an hour behind because it doesn't update automatically. So that's nice, but also it doesn't explain why I still feel like crap when I had
7 hours of sleep? I should feel way better than this.
Holly sent me a message last night that I just saw. Someone did one of my mocks, but more of it, but also worse. So I'm gonna go look at that. After pancake party. Pancake party time. When did that last time I vlogged? Oh, I haven't since we left. Back in the room. There is Lore. Cards from Taiwan.
Cards from Thailand. So I went to Thailand a couple months ago, and I know Sans likes random cards from random places.
This is
A lot
true.
of binders and collections.
That's
and all
true.
these
Fact checking, that is true.
Yeah, so I picked up these things. Some of these are exclusive things. They're all in Thai, which I think is pretty fun. I just grabbed like one of each because I think they're all from different series. I'm not 100% sure. I can't read them, obviously. I just know they're Pokemon cards. Basically, there's this thing from this company, Oishi, and they make this green tea and drinks in different flavors and stuff. And they had this thing where if you bought 3 drinks, you could get a promo pack. So I was like, can I just buy the whole box of them? And they were like, no, you can't do that. So then I bought like 6 Oishis so we could get a couple of promo packs. And so we got these. I don't know what's in here, but it looks cool and exclusive. We love exclusive.
Maybe a
around here.
Pikachu. Maybe.
Maybe. It's very possible.
Pikachu would be a good one. I know that one.
Pikachu is popular. And then this was a GWP that I got from the store that I bought all these from. So that's pretty much what we got.
It's probably not gonna be cool. Usually the promos are dog water.
I mean,
But I'm excited because they'll have a little stamp on it. Asian packs are usually softer to open.
Why? For soft hands.
I think this is the same set, but
oh,
it's
nice. Just different card art.
I'm not sure. I thought. Oh yeah, it's the same.
Oh,
Shiny.
Whoa. Dang! Wow.
I don't even know who that is.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
such
it's
cool
the
art.
It's the mushroom, the prehistoric
Oh
version.
yeah.
Woo! That's not a bad one to get.
That's a great pull.
I don't know what it is, but I like it. It's shiny.
That looks really cool. Oh my gosh.
What's that? Is that another
Another-
special
Let's
one?
go. We got a freaking trainer card. That is cool.
That is cool.
No, I'm stealing your idea. I'm starting to do what you do usually, where you like have your binder and then you just get stuff from all over the place. I'm doing that now.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because I always want to buy like these random things. I was like, I don't collect that. But
No,
now
I don't,
I can
but-
just get one of each or something.
Mhm.
But he does that. It's good. The problem is like
It's just a different mindset for collecting.
I feel like there
It's
should
easier.
be.
Yeah.
I feel like there should also be like a. You should put like a little note of like where it's from because like,
Sometimes I do, but I remember most of them. Also, I've been recording where that
Okay.
I open them now, but usually
should, 'cause
for a
in-
while
in-
you saw I did the.
I know, but in like 20 years, you know, it's gonna be hard to remember.
Yeah.
And-
Put a
and-
little note in there. Might be
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Oh, hey.
These are really cool.
Mhm.
Taiwan has some good hits.
It's
You're-
Thailand. You're gonna actually think. You're gonna actually write down that it's Taiwan.
Man, I mean, these are gonna be such a letdown compared to There's one in the front. I've had one in the back every time. The names on these are wild. It looks like someone mashed their face into a keyboard.
Hey.
Okay, that's good. I'm not jealous. Why am I feeling jealous? I just got 3 in a row.
You
What's
have
wrong?
3 of these.
I don't understand.
That's not a bad one. You got the sushi one.
Hey, you think this sounds weird? Think about how weird Lorcana sounds sometimes.
No, I know.
I have no idea what this is at all.
Holy shit.
Whoa! That looks so cool. Holy cow. I don't even know what Pokemon that is.
I'm hiding in the bathroom to record this. There's no quiet place in this convention. I've not recorded anything, like at all, hardly for this. I've been recording a ton. Been running around doing the droid video. Finally got to start on that with Holly, and we're forcing each other to be uncomfortable in public. It's going well. I think it's going well. I'm having a good time. I still need one more, and it's the most expensive one. It's a bit concerning. I'm losing my voice. I need to go find my water. What happened to my water? Holly just moved that poster from here because she didn't want it behind her all the way here in front of God and everybody. She did not care. Look at that brazen person. You know what we call that back in the States? White trash. I'm at that point in the day where my feet are uncomfortable, my throat hurts from all the talking, and my neck's getting pretty stiff. I think that might be a me thing though, not necessarily a common thing. I really should be recording more. It's hard. It's weird that I'm not recording enough for this, but this isn't the priority when I'm supposed to be recording this nonsense. Man, I feel like a douche just carrying this around. Probably because I am just a douche. We're getting ready now to go out to dinner. Every year we go get some crappy pizza someplace. I think we're going to a different crappy pizza place this time. That should be exciting. Oh, just Italian.
Yeah.
Okay, even better. Although I think there's going to be 20 or 25 people coming to this. 22. That's a lot of individuals. Do we like these people?
I don't know.
okay. Did that look cool? I'm sure it didn't. I'm sure that looked really stupid. You know what? I'm not even gonna put it in it. I already did second. I hate it. This sucks. There are a few of them. Some of those people down there we kind of enjoy being around. Most of them, I don't even know if we know them. Claire wants to make it awkward and superficial by making me record it, because if it wasn't in a video, then it never happened to begin with. Right? Right? Record it. Hello? He's right in the middle. I'm not getting lost in this picture. You can't move me. Hey, where are you hiding?
Oh, hi.
Hurry, we're running out of film. The security guy made us walk all the way back to our room, or rather is making us, to get our pass. Then we have to walk all the way back. I think I could have taken him. He's kind of old, a little out of shape, actually really out of shape. I should have just knocked him over and gone in. They don't kick out perverts. Why do they kick out someone that forgot their badge in the room? Right? Someone made walkers in the same scale walker that I made, which is really interesting. And they did some neat stuff, and I like how they had the chicken coop and a whole, like, 8 of them in there. Not to toot my own horn, I think mine looks significantly better. You should buy it whenever it comes out. I just had a realization a few moments ago where I'm recording these things, and the majority of the people, according to every person that's walked up to me and said that they watch this, which does not line up with the views that I receive. Too many people watch it for the amount of views it gets. But everyone that watches it's here, so why would they want to watch something when they're living it? Why am I doing this? This is a waste of time. I think Caleb was right. Rickrolled into the vlog. It's 9:45, I'm on my way to the convention center. This is gonna be the first time in any time I can remember actually getting here before opening. But I must do it for some reason. There's actually zero reason for me to get here this early. Oh well. Feeling my water coat today. God bless, you getting some wet, boy. I saw Shy from the balcony this way. I'm gonna see if I can find him. I don't know why. Maybe just say good morning. And if I don't see a Shy, good morning. No Shy, or anyone else. Also, Bridge coming in again today. Very nice guy. You should get to meet him. He's just so useful. I was worried for a second I didn't actually show up early enough. But no, the crowds are just held back by a barrier. Great to see the peasants. I have a few minutes to kill, and I have this coupon to get some stuff free. So I'm gonna do it before the crowds get in and they run out, or I forget. Good call me. I got the legs. Very nice. Well, look who decided to look up. Proof that people know me. See, Mom, I'm not lying. A few years ago, a friend of mine got one of these before I could. I told you. Oh, that's cool. Someone, however, has been saving one for me for a year.
Yeah, I picked it up at the Lego store I work at, and I had to get it to him. I saw editing me here, and I'm still, I didn't present it well enough in the video. This video I just checked was from 3 years ago. So they saw it 3 years ago, found it years later, bought it, and have been holding on. Just absolutely wild. Just incredibly thoughtful. My God. This is so awkward. This is gonna sound familiar. You've probably heard it before. I don't remember the last thing I did. I don't remember what the last thing I said was. I've not even been recording a normal video. I've not been vlogging. Man, I'm a real screw up, right? Yes. A really famous NBA player was here earlier, and beyond him being extraordinarily tall, which good for him, I've witnessed this for years now, where there's a big influencer, YouTuber, God, I hate that word. People keep using it, now I'm using it. Well, I hate that word. Big content creators, and they have this enormous audience around them, and it's impressive to see, but then when real fame, when real money walks in, the whole convention hall, it revolves around them. They are the vortex of everything. It is interesting to see. Everybody either sees them, notices them, or thinks they know them, but everybody's looking. The place is a madhouse, but I managed to pull it off. I got the droid. Video's done. Well, video's not done. I actually have to make it seem like a decent story and video, and maybe record some more footage so it's not just me running around like a high monkey. That's a good idea. I'm being a bad person making Claire carry all the things that she bought right now so I can record this. The yard sale, it was successful, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, but much better than last year. I don't know how I feel about the number system, only because we were the first ones, and I know if we would have been a different group, oh boy, that would have been a different situation. I have a mixed bag. I got what I came for, but I didn't get more, and some guy kind of soured it. Don't buy from Red Shirt Guy. I'm gonna be superficial. Instead of just going through the things that Claire bought, and normally, I'm gonna go through them in a vlog, because if it's not recorded, say it with me. It didn't happen! We were close. I lied. It's pizza time. Pizza time! Yeah, we'll have to do the vlog later if we remember.
We probably won't. Okay, I'm desperate. I'm going back into the hall. It's closing down. I'm gonna see if he's willing to sell it so he doesn't have to take it home if he still has it. Hiding in the bathroom, check. Or at least I hope I'm alone. I didn't check all the stalls. That'd be awkward. I went back to the dude, got the blue battle droid. Very exciting. I shouldn't have left it on a table by itself with the other droid in my camera while eating for the few minutes that I did that. That was pretty stupid. Glad no one took it, but that was... You can't see me because it's the world at lights, which means there are no lights. My update was interrupted by someone coming in and dropping fat heat, grunts and everything. It was a lot. No, not myself. Who knows how much I've vlogged? Right now we're being, and I'm fine to say this because no one watches it except everyone that's at this convention apparently. So maybe they actually do watch it, but we're gonna try to stalk and find TD and Sacred and then ask them to shout us out. Sub for sub, you know?
Whoa,
Brick World Chicago style.
Oh my gosh.
Look at Shy staying up way too late. He should be asleep. What is he doing? What a silly little guy. I of course mean that literally. He's quite short. It is 2:45. Just not too far from 3 if you know your time tables. I just left a room with a bunch of friends and had to say goodbye to some of them because some of them have to get on the flight, early flight in the morning. But I need to go edit this video that I haven't started on and get up at 9 o'clock. I will try. I will try to get in before the convention starts at 10. I don't think I'll be very successful. Okay, I'm editing this video. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I opened up my YouTube studio and lo and behold, 600 views. There's the little fireworks going on. 1 out of 10. What happened? Who? Why? Someone explain. Is it because there's a girl in the picture? Is that my problem? Is that what I've been doing wrong this whole time? Not being a woman? Oh, you thought you were sleeping today? That's cute. Welcome back to the I Make Bad Decisions show. Today's bad decision brought to you by sleeping for 4 hours. I had to walk through a horde of old people to even make it this far. There's a new church convention going on. Interesting. Quite a few things happened. I got to talk to TD and Sacred Bricks, mostly Sacred Bricks, for well over an hour. 2 hours maybe? Which is a lot more than I would have ever expected. Everything's closing up, so I did my goodbye rounds, tried to find everybody I could that's leaving tonight. I mean, except for most of the people I don't like. Who cares about those people? We're gonna go to the pool. Closing ceremony was apparently boring. Shocker. Shocker. I didn't go. I came up here and then I was told we're going to the pool. And then what are we gonna do after that? We're gonna go hang out somewhere, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. I've not been making content. Why do I keep saying that? I need to figure out some other way to say that.
That defeats the whole point of us teaming up.
There's this guy. There's this guy. There's this guy. This lady. This guy. Lady.
And there's me.
We had Thai food. Mine was mildly spicy. It wasn't not spicy. I was fine. I am fine. Although my tummy's a little bit warm. It's warming up just a bit. I think I'm experiencing heartburn or acid reflux. The food was reflux. I don't care. It's fluxing my body. What are you doing? If I did that right now, I think I would die. Sitting down, I'm fine, but the second I move, I need some Tums. Good night.
Subscribe.
In this video, I don't have enough footage for my vlog, so I'm filming before I go to edit.
That's it? You're not gonna add anything?
Here for the first time, I'm having a great time.
This isn't me recording this because I'm trying to pad out and get to a 2-minute video so I don't feel bad about having a video under 2 minutes, but I'm also falling asleep while editing this because I slept for 4 hours and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not having FOMO from not being downstairs with all the friends and new people we've got to meet along the way. I didn't make bad decisions. You did. Claire.
What?
Yeah. We have like 5 minutes to be downstairs to go get breakfast with everybody else. We accidentally slept in just a little bit too good, too well. Oops, I had an alarm set for 9. I got up, but I was like, no one's gonna be up. So I set it for 9:30. I didn't wake up, and I think I'm losing my voice. Thoughts?
I gave all my cough drops to Caleb.
Thanks, Caleb. JB is the only one we're waiting on, and he is a driver, so we all left late. And our meal was at 4. Oh, JB called me in the middle of recording. He forgot, and then we had to get an Uber. But on future Lego, right? Michael found some stuff on sale and went to return it because he couldn't fit in his stuff and he didn't need it. I don't know how I ended up with all of this. Thank you everybody for helping us take apart our stuff because we waited the last minute. Thank you! Well, we're one of the last ones to leave, and everyone else that's leaving a bit later already left us. Now it's just Michael and Claire and myself. The trip is over. Time for depression. Agreed. And now we left Michael. There's no one left, just the two of us. Sad days indeed. Loaded the bags, about to walk through, but somebody forgot that she had 2 full bottles of water. Nope, I couldn't. I tried. Someone in my nose. I think I just drowned myself a little. It's done. Quit.
Oh really? We're about to save.
So much in the lounge.
Oh, like eating at the lounge? We're here for 2 hours.
I'm about to piss for 2 hours. 1 down, 1 to go. That water, it was too much now. I don't think I'll be able to eat anything at the lounge. Oh my God, the lounge. It is beautiful. It is so gorgeous. I'm gonna cry. This is living. Oh my God. You get to look down on the peasants that can't come in the lounge. This is the best. I wish I would have known. We could have come hours sooner. Holy sh! There's a second buffet.
I need 2 buffets. This is too. Bit of a weird interaction getting in. One of the women that was checking us in, like, had an open mouth and gawking expression, and asked how old we were. And when we told her, she was thinking we were 18, almost as if we weren't old enough to come in by ourselves. Claire took the compliment very well. I quickly ignored it because, man, this place is.
Whoever's idea it was to have a second buffet deserves all the money in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was gonna record how many plates we saved, and someone went to take it, which is normal. I should just let him take it, but no. She had to tell him. She had to tell him because she is weird. That he didn't take the plates. It's a little robot dish butler. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I peed 5 times in the last hour and a half. Getting water for today. Playing time.
This is an awful.
We have a strategy where we'll get an aisle and a window seat and hope that no one takes the middle so we get all 3. It doesn't always work, but I'm fingers crossed. Well. Look who got the middle seat to ourselves. What is it? What the hell is this supposed to be? How am I supposed to get a bag in? I can't, how do you fit a bag in there? I need to pee again. I am quite unhappy with how that flight went. This Cooper is okay, apparently. Last minute additions, fine, I'll go in the middle seat, but her little one behind me would not stop hitting and slamming into the seat and putting its feet and hands on me and my seat. So I ended up swapping back with her. Got most of this video edited though, that's bonus I guess. On the way to get the car. I don't have any luggage. Thanks.
Thank you for shit.
I left Claire back at the airport so she can grab the bags while I grab the car and long-term park it. It's fuzzy. Foggy. Is it foggy or is it just dark? Who cares? No one watches. Actually, some people do watch now. Maybe I should care. Maybe I should start trying. I just went through the wrong line. Now I'm waiting. There's like 6 people here doing nothing. It's my fault. I tipped. And that was Chicago. It is done. I am home and I don't know what to do with myself. After every trip I have to feel like this? Every time? God. I'm going to bed. No, I'm not. I have to finish editing this video. Haul time. Time for a haul. Everything that was acquired in and around and or on the way back from Chicago. Brought to you by the Rat's Nest. That is my cable management. Because the majority of you are about to click off, I really want to show all the crackers that I have. The Cracker Club Haul cracker haul. I thought it was funny every time I went up to the buffet and came back with 3 crackers. I showed it, but no one noticed. And it was fun. I will eat every single one of these. These aren't going to waste. But no one commented. No one mentioned it. No one noticed. And that hurts. Man, oh man, the amount of garbage that we came back with is exceptionally stupid. For starters, I think it was said best when I said it. I don't know how I ended up with all of this. And that's all here. Already had one of these, but 5 more? Why not? I like clones. I like battle droids. As a matter of fact, battle droid army over there, confirmed. Battle droids being made. Army, upcoming video? Probably not. Or how about all this additional Yoda crap that I definitely didn't need? Sure, I already have too much custom Yoda stuff, but would that stop me from getting more? No. And that sure as hell will not stop me from accepting more. Thank you, Lauren. It is pretty. How about some magazine packs from Tech? That's going towards the droid army. That's not happening. Bunch of random nonsense that I think would be labeled as swag, but hey, the M&R tile collection grows. I am sure People care about that. Sacred Bricks gave me this. Joke's on him. I'm probably gonna part it out. In the goodie bag, which, by the way, was seriously downgraded. I'm sorry, not seriously downgraded. I actually talked to the person that owns Brickworld, and it was intentional. It's no longer a goodie bag, but like a prize bag. I don't know, they changed the name of it, which justified them taking literally everything except some random parts out of it. But hey, the new orange color and some leaves, I guess I'll take it. I mean, of course I'll take it. I would take any. Claire got some NAZIS's. Third Reich Army coming. At the yard sales, I always make the mistake of leaving Claire alone by herself. And this year was no different. While I was off on my droid hunt, of which I got all of them. They're all right here. I got them all. I hope I'm in frame. What difference does it make? Claire bought everything else, including a Castle Skeleton Carrot, Battle of Helm's Deep knockoff, Holbooth Bridge, Dragon Winged Boat, Miami Pride Month, and Brokeback Pride Month. And if you see prices on anything, we most certainly didn't get it for that price. You think we didn't haggle? Oh man, we are cheap. We haggled hard. Back to Lauren with some brickheads. We were supposed to pay her for these, money, because she got a box that we were supposed to divvy up. Holly wanted Queen Amidala, I wanted Jar Jar, I think Josh wanted Darth Maul or something, who cares? The reason why I wanted Jar Jar, other than the fact that it's Jar Jar. Believe it or not, when the voting happened a few years ago for what the 150th Brickheads, which ended up being Ahsoka, should be, or is it 200th? Well, whatever, who cares? Brian went for Jar Jar. He was originally gonna promote Captain Rex, but the reason why he went with Jar Jar was because I said it would be funny and something people could rally behind. That's right, Jar Jar was my idea. This basically was made because of me. And if you disagreed, that's fine, but you're wrong, and you're welcome for it being made. Ooh, just found a hidden bag of Mickey tiles from Lauren, hidden in the little potato. Caleb brought back a bunch of Pokemon cards from Taiwan. I need to stop saying Taiwan. I really need to stop. If you want to see more of that, you probably already did. And if you didn't, I have an Instagram account on Instagram where I post pictures of these sometimes, and I haven't in the last like 3 years, but I will. These ones specifically. You will just have to find it. The hunt begins. A very nice gentleman gave me a card as well as a Captain Rex microfighter. I'm excited to have this. I know I already have one, but having a second one, not that bad. Kind of wanted to keep it in box, but we didn't have the space. I only wanted to keep it in box because I just recently found out that Y-Wing is technically a Bad Batch set, which would have been cool to have because the only thing that makes it a Bad Batch set is the background of the box art. I'm not gonna complain, although I don't normally do that. Not the complaining, I complain a lot. I don't normally have moving on. Finally with Lauren, I think this was meant as a joke. I have so many Lego bags that I've thrown away because I worked at the Lego store. The amount of Lego bags that I just had constantly was ridiculous. So why she would give this to me as some sort of practical joke, I'm not quite sure. Claire at the yard sale is just, it is a beast to behold. It's actually quite impressive. Another one of Claire's handiwork, opened, but still has the instructions in box, which is kind of neat, but I guess that now means we have to keep the box forever since it's an old box. See, this one was a surprise that Claire bought. I was genuinely shocked that she showed this to me. A sealed ninja set. Why? Because it looks cool. What are we gonna do with it? I don't know, but I feel like I would combust into flames if I actually opened this. Although I'm noticing there's a big old sticker on the front from like the label maker. I really hope that comes off. I had a few stretch goals for my Battle Droid video. A number of those I didn't reach. They were parts that I couldn't possibly get because I couldn't find them anywhere. However, there were also figures, and out of the 5 stretch goal figures, which I'm only probably gonna put 3 in the video, you didn't hear it from me, but it'll make it a little bit more interesting than I actually got. One was a Magna Guard. I have 2 of them, but without the cape. This one had the cape. The cape alone is $20. The asking price for this was 20, but I bundled it with Greetus, 45 for the 2 of them. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that out loud. That is so much money for some plastic. I used to have the tan one, but it's been lost to time. I think a friend stole it, and if you're watching this friend that I haven't talked to in literal years, maybe even a decade, I blame you. Cole, even though you're never gonna watch this. Could be dead, and I would have no idea. And finally, a coveted item of mine, which is so much prettier in person. I've seen it in person, but man, for whatever reason, the way the light shines off of it when it's actually owned by me, it is beautiful. I am so excited not only to have the sand red battle droid, but the blue super battle droid. Ooh, I am never gonna take this apart. Actually, I'm not even sure how to put this on studs because I'm not normally concerned about heels cracking, but this thing is so incredibly fragile, so prone to breaking that I do not know what to do with it in terms of display. I need to figure out a droid display anyways because I have every battle droid now, which is so cool to me and me alone. Some custom Star Wars style trading cards of people's mocks. One person in particular's mocks. Very cool idea. Like it. To be honest, you could have done some better pictures for the actual ones. Some of these are not great, but it's a very fun idea, and I grabbed every single one I saw on a table. I don't know if I was supposed to, but I did. More merch. Jesus, Shy, how much crap could you possibly spend? Some Bionicle trading cards that someone gave me because he had bulk extra. I just picked out some of the ones that are neat. I'm gonna put those in my Lego binder and never open it up ever again. I mean, never sell them. I'm gonna die and they will be in there. Badges, whatever. Adventurer's shield. Need to clean it. Don't know who's touched it. It's kind of gross, but genuinely do not know what I'm gonna do with this. I actually have no idea what to do with this. This was a silly purchase. Should probably get rid of this. But I won't. A bag of random parts, one of which I'm not even sure is Lego, and if it is, it's new to me. Garbage that Josh got for me from the yard sale because he saw random crap and thought of me. I don't know if I should be offended or not, but it's very thoughtful while also being offensive, I think. Knights Kingdom Wave 3 tin, which has the best figures. They're much more bulky and much more realistic looking than the first two waves. This one was sold in Korea or some sort of Asian country, not sure which, but it has a sticker that definitely was sold at a store, as well as a barcode being blocked and another sticker on the bottom saying, giving more information that just seems a little off. Bag one. I'm actually quite disappointed. The person that we bought this from said it was 100% complete, but it's missing the leg to hold the leg together. That blows, and I don't have a replacement. I already looked. It's not a super common ratchet piece. You only get these things anyways because they can jerk off. At these conventions, if you bring mocks, sometimes if people like them, they'll leave little tokens, usually just builds or custom parts. I got 2 of them. I was able to keep one. The other one, Michael took. I'll just have to steal Holly's later. And finally, 2 of the most thoughtful things I've ever been handed, if not the most thoughtful things I've ever been given by complete random strangers, was one, this, which is a little bit weird, but an Indiana Jones character icon from the video game Batman. He gave it to me because 2 years ago there were videos about me getting an Indiana Jones banner, which you could see on both Ryan's channel, a few of which, and then JB's channel. Wild that they remembered that and wanted to give it to me. And then 2 was a Blockodial, which I don't have with me. Unfortunately, I had to ask Ryan to take it back with him because I didn't have enough suitcase space, so I won't be seeing that for a few more days. A Blockodial is kind of a pseudo vacuum brick cleaner upper from the floor. The context for this one is even more wild. 3 years ago, there was a vlog on Ryan's channel where he showed me one, or went to show me one for sale, but someone got it. Another friend of mine bought it before I saw it, and I was a little bit jealous at the time. A really weird thing that only I and a few other people, like my friend Lego Joey, would actually ever care for, little and pay for. Well, he saw it, then last year saw another one at a convention for $2, bought it, kept it until he, I guess, were to run into me. He was actually working for one of the vendors where I bought some of the battle droids for my video. Once he knew it was there, he asked his dad, who was driving up from somewhere in Indiana, to bring it up with him to give to me. And then I found out even later, someone else that I know, Brad's Brick Lover Brad, Brick Lover 18, I don't know what his name now is, saw the guy washing the thing in the sink before giving it to me because it was, I guess, dusty or dirty. Completely insane. Not only they remembered, but they were thoughtful enough to get it and hold on to it and then ask their dad to bring it up to give to me years and years after the fact. Just, I don't know if humbling's the right word, but it was touching. And that was everything, or at least everything I think that we got. No, actually, that wasn't. There was also the giant bag of 5 modulars that Charity Bird Bricks didn't want anymore that we got from them. That's gonna take a long time to part out. I think the only thing more gross than me having to go back to this godforsaken rental house for this stupid lock that's apparently incapable of being fixed is that my facial hair grows in at the same quality as that of a child. If you haven't picked up, I'm going to the rental again. The operating hours of 10 to noon seem a bit unreasonable to me. A 2-hour window? 2 hours? Which means they could show up at noon and then take however long they need after the fact so I could be here for... It just seemed a bit unreasonable. Is giving a time 10:30? Is giving that time and saying you can be here on that time too much to ask for? I mean, obviously it is. That's why I'm here for a 2-hour operating. There isn't even a chair here. Side note, and I'll make it brief and not have this be an ongoing thing. I just made a call for the quality of life check-in appointment for my dog. So that's gonna be a fun one. But moving on, I need to, since I'm here, work on a video, and I guess the only thing I can do is write out some scripting. I'm scripting. I'm gonna try to do that. I have 3 videos that I'm in the middle of that I could easily write for, although I only pulled up a Word document for one of them before I left, so hopefully they have internet set up here that I can easily connect to. Probably not, though. I'm able to edit the documents. They won't save, and there's definitely no spelling check, which is weird. Word is able to do it without any internet connection. I'm not paying for Microsoft Word. Are you kidding me? When Google does it for free, I'm not gonna pay you for a service. Now I just need to prioritize and pick which video is the next one I'm gonna do. I have 3 options. Not that I'm asking for feedback. This is definitely, most assuredly, a one-sided conversation. I have the Battle of Hoth that I can finish, but I'm still waiting on a lot of parts, lots of, plus there's the whole design. So Battle of Hoth is out. There's
There's a lot left to do on the production side of things for both the video and the actual product that no one's gonna buy. And then I have a rare Lego video, which I don't know if I've actually talked about on here. You think I would know since I'm the one recording and editing these videos, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell you. It's kind of hard having these conversations to you, the phone. I'm talking specifically to the phone right now because there is nobody else here. And then also having these exact same conversations with real life people. And then I don't know if I'm saying the same thing that someone's already watched or if I've already told them. And it is messing me up a little with all the back and forth of who have I told, who have I not told, have they listened, am I being annoying, am I being repetitive? I'm being annoying right now by just rambling on, but... And then there's the Battle Droid video, which I am excited to get started on. I haven't started editing it, but the process of organizing all of the footage it's gonna be a nasty one. Especially since Holly's the one that helped record the majority of it, and she didn't stop and started and stop and started and stop and start it like I tend to, so I can save time on both footage and storage space, but also going through the footage. Not that she could help it, we were running back and forth and all around, and if she would have stopped it a bunch, then we would have missed things, so I don't blame her, but oh boy, howdy, that's gonna be tough. Once I go through all of the, I don't know, 2+ hours of footage, I have no idea how much there is. It's a lot. It is a lot of stuff. I'll have to then figure out how to weave that crappy footage into some sort of cohesive and coherent story, which is gonna involve a lot of brain power that I'm not quite sure I have. I think the echo in here is already horrific enough, so what difference does it make if I'm on the other side of the room? It should help with that. While I would like to get started on that, I'm probably gonna go with the rare Lego video that I was making a lot of headway on before I left that I wanted to try to finish before I went to Chicago in a week. I don't know why. I know me well enough to know that that was a stretch. I went for it, but not successfully. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be the rare Lego video. The other ones are just gonna have to wait. Although it's fun that I am currently working on 3 videos at one time and not including these vlogs because according to every one of my friends, vlogs don't count as uploads. That doesn't count as videos. These last, what, almost 40 videos? Those don't count because... And don't say it's not because they make money, because my other videos don't make money either. Did I mention that there's not a single chair in this house? Oh, and that it's 1040? Did I also mention that it's 1040? I really need to shave. 11:04, progress is being made. Not enough progress, but progress. It just doesn't end, does it? It was fixed. Doors finally working properly, except the one key I have was machined improperly by just like a millimeter. So now I need to get a new key sent. What is this, like the 5th time I've come out here for a freaking door and it's still not working? Getting gas to go back to the airport for the 3rd day in a row. Can't say I love the long drive, but can't complain. 2 days ago, we got back from Chicago, so that was the first day at the airport. Yesterday, we went and picked up everybody's favorite house guest, Joe. However, something came up, so now he has to leave tonight instead of staying the proper amount of time he was planning on. He'll come back in a few days. We dropped our house guest off. He was not even here for 24 hours. And I think that is the appropriate amount of time that we should have guests. Less than 24 hours. Because it said gay.
The guy's truck?
Yeah.
It's not that funny.
It's pretty funny. I guess today is Target hunting day. Since there are Target clearance sales everywhere, we're gonna go look for clearance. That's what we need. Someone found clearance Lego. Now we're getting all the Harry Potter sets they have on sale. Do we need it? No. Are we gonna get it? Car haul?
No.
Car haul?
No, please drive.
Car haul. Was that necessary? No. Did we do it? Yes. Is there regret? A little. No.
I got this.
I'm cutting that. If you want to vlog,
It tastes a little bit like...
not just any Target, but a super Target. Wow. Pour one out for a fallen friend. Is that what this has already divulged into? Shopping content? Jesus. For May 4th, Star Wars Day, they had a bunch of exclusive stuff at Target, this being one of them. My only issue is, 1, it's $20 and that's stupid, and 2, this is a shopping vlog and those are stupid. No offense to anybody that does shopping vlogs. I changed my mind, I know what I want to get. Car haul! Let's go, we got the litter drop. Lego clearance Target haul. Woo!
I'm sorry.
That's gonna be parted out.
I don't know what Claire's doing with dreams. We'll see. These will be parted out except for one of them, of which I think Claire doesn't have. So one will not be parted out. Not sure. Holly, if you want to buy the figure, it's going to be extra for you. And then these will either be parted out. Well, one we have to build because we haven't built one yet. We're going to build the open one because one was open. Yeah, an additional 10% off. Nice job, Claire, with your haggling skills. You didn't even try for 15. These will either be parted out or they'll go into the investment pile. I would show you the investment pile, but that would be embarrassing. That goes deep. Well, found out what the hole was caused by. Can't say I like just digging in the silt, not knowing what I'm gonna find, but I gotta find the other side of the hose. Ugh, it's flooded all the way down the side of the yard too. I cannot believe I forgot about this hole. I don't know how it burst, but the pipe is completely cut in half. Need to change as well. Okay, I think I might have found the problem. The sprinkler is supposed to be connected to something. Yeah, no, I think that might be what's causing my problem. I cannot believe how much of a normal vlog this has been thus far. Probably the most vlog of a day that I've done to this point. It's just what I've done and then the process that I've done it. But wait, I didn't. I lied. You fell for it. You fools! I changed the order of events that happened today so the story of this vlog made more sense. Did it make more sense? You might have noticed if you paid attention to the change of clothes, but maybe you didn't. Maybe you just listened to the video and you don't actually watch the visual. Well, then what's the point? Just listen to a podcast, jerks! Man, so much was done. I took a nap.
I always wake up feeling like I'm in another reality. It doesn't help that Claire's playing some British show with modern music in it. It doesn't make any sense, and it didn't help. Where am I?
This was what I was talking about, and I did get it. It was a waste, yes, but they're kind of like in the same. Actually, this is way too small for this, but it's neat. Finally has his friend. I built these instead of working on this, and now it's 4:15 in the morning. Crap! I was doing good. I was waking up early. Shoot! But no, I decided to build these while talking to friends instead of getting this done and going to sleep, even though I am exhausted. Hence the nap earlier. You can do so much more in a day when you wake up early. Not tomorrow, I guess. Bye, messy room.
Bye, messy cat.
Bye, messy house.
We are on our way to
Longboat Key.
north of Sarasota. We were originally supposed to go with our house guest, but we're not doing that anymore, and neither Claire or I wanted to leave the house, but it was non-refundable. Let's go Airbnb. They don't care what happens as long as they get their money. What will we be doing there? I don't know.
Beach?
What will we be vlogging? I have no idea. Will we have a good time? Probably, maybe. I just know I didn't want to leave the house. Did you want to leave the house? No, she didn't. I brought vlogging equipment, microphone, tripod, other tripod. I don't know how I'm gonna make this not like a normal vlog like yesterday's, which I thought was incredibly boring.
I don't think you should reflect on yesterday's vlog. Please cut this out. This is not interesting footage.
None of this is ever interesting footage. Cool transition. Well, this is like every beach barrier island I've ever been to. Glad we got here before the sunset so I can actually record it in daylight. All the places we've gone to since I've started this, I don't actually film them very well at all, and this should be a good challenge to do it. There are people everywhere and I am so uncomfortably awkward. That was not worth all the effort. That took like an extra, what, 5, 6, 8 minutes to get, and that's not even all the bag. There's more stuff in the, oh God. No, see, that was effort. I'm not supposed to be doing effort, and I was doing the effort to do, I just walked up and down the stairs like 5 times, and this was a little bit easier because I didn't have to set everything down to move the camera. I just had Claire move the camera, but that's a tight, a very tight spot. This is not a very wide spot, not worth the effort. I think the only issue I have with just filming that entire process was that I don't have anything to say over it, and I've been trying to not have any just mindless B-roll. Or I guess technically that's A-roll, but either way, I've been trying to avoid that. I'm just trying to avoid dead air, and doing what I just did was the exact opposite of avoiding dead air. It was making all of the dead air possible. This is it. This is the vlog. This is all I'm doing, talking about dead air and walking upstairs 14 times to make a shot slight. Renting a place like this does feel a little bit silly because I grew up. I need to pee. Just walking or driving a few minutes to go to beaches like this. Or I helped my grandfather occasionally repair places because he was a handyman, just like this. It just seems silly, especially since they live so close to one. Oh well. House tour. Living room shot 1. Living room shot 2. TV from TCL. Dining space. Claire's room.
Are we sleeping in separate beds?
No, I was talking about the kitchen. Free condiments. All the free ooh, and a knob. Bathroom. Out. Closet number 1. Bedroom number 1. bedroom closet one.
Nothing really interesting in there, to be honest.
Mystery door.
Bedroom number 2. Weird corner nook.
No, it really doesn't make any sense.
Epic fun time closet with Minnie Mouse ball, cooler, other things like umbrellas, and enough sunscreen to literally kill someone. I'm gonna be microdosing on sunscreen this trip.
Not forget the free bread. Ooh, actually, Claire, we should eat this. Oh no, it's moldy, never mind. We'll just leave it there. Well, that's just awkward and embarrassing. Vlogging, that's kind of gross.
Claire decided on the way here she's going to try to attempt to start a video about building beach or something or another. I don't know. She keeps yelling beach at me, and that's about all the context. So instead of eating, despite us not having food in hours, we need to go to Target before it closes. Because, Jesus, I just realized this is the second day of shopping and having vlog of a shop at the store, and these things are so boring now. Not that they weren't boring before. They're boring, though. Why are you watching? What are you watching?
I'm watching the road. Stop it.
Is this dumb? Yes. Should we be here? No. But I'm definitely getting some Yoshi clearance. I don't have this one yet. This is dumb. I would like to have this display, of course, on in the background. Ooh, my favorite planet, not a bad ship to have. Ooh, it'd be real easy too. Just a few, what are those, wing nuts? Whatever kind of just easy twist off nuts. Oh, and there's just 2 of them. I could so easily.
I don't know how we did it. I don't know how this happens every single time. But it's like one little tiny sale, and all of a sudden it's a frenzy where everything possible that could be bought will be bought. It's kind of like Newton's Law. If there is Lego sale, then Lego will be sold. I don't know how this trip that we decided, you know what, we'll just be relaxed. I'll just do these stupid vlogs and we'll like read and build Lego maybe turned into, I know, let's both do 14 videos in 2.5 days, no, in a day and a half.
We've always dreamed about this, of like how we can work and as we travel. This is our attempt at it.
Guess we're gonna go eat K-barbecue. And you would think, as someone that likes buffets as much as I do, I hope I've conveyed that efficiently, that I am a substantial fan of buffets, that I would like K-barbecue. But
you stink like it the whole time after you leave for days.
And 2, you have to cook this stuff yourself.
This is ridiculous. I don't like cooking for myself at home.
But paying a restaurant to still cook it myself, this is a scam.
I think the combination of just going away with a car where we're forced to go outside, this is actually, the amount of time we spend inside is probably healthier for us because there's no opportunity for us to buy all this crap. We were told they close at 11. It's 10:58. We are moving. Well, not really. I'm like speed walking and Claire's hopping. 4 people just told us that it's about to close. They don't even work here. Why? Are they encouraging us? I don't get it. I lost Claire. I don't know what happened to her. I hope they don't have a unified intersection and they have multiple smaller clearance sections. We didn't find anything. Nothing was found. Speed walking with all this cheap, crappy meat in my stomach was not a good idea, especially since I wasn't already feeling very good. And I've twice.
It's happened thrice. I don't want to ever eat K-barbecue again. It's such a scam, and it's not even the cause of my problems right now. It's just cheap, disgusting meat. Flavorless, doesn't feel good in me. It doesn't feel good coming out of me. It just makes me feel like a dirty meat slut, and I don't want to feel like a meat slut.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not hungry at all, and I'm definitely still fighting off the meat from yesterday. So going and getting food seems like a perfect idea.
I don't feel very good, and I'm not sure if that's because I haven't had anything yet to eat or because of what I had to eat last night. Either way, this is most assuredly death. I'm dying. This is death.
I wouldn't recommend the vegan kale Caesar salad. Didn't do it for me. It was advertised as is. It was kale. And just kale. I'm not doing so well, Mr. Krabs.
This is gonna sound really, really stupid, but in our haste last night with the closing hours of Target, I grabbed the wrong Mario set. That's not Mario's house with Yoshi painting. That's Toad's shop. I think we will return it and exchange it, and hopefully they still have it. That wasn't even on sale. I feel real dumb.
I'm not the biggest fan of the beach. The sand and the salt, it gets everywhere. There are creatures in here trying to kill you. The water is never ending. The sun is giving you cancer at every given point. But I do like swimming.
I fell asleep at the beach. I don't know if it's a good thing. Sand's not that comfortable. Going back because across the street was an ice cream place, and we need to get fat.
Will it be overpriced? Oh, most certainly. Is it a tourist trap from hell? Absolutely.
Is it yummy?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You all ever see a beach bungalow Circle K? All of these islands have them just like it. They're really not weird at all. They're just gas stations without the gas pumps. Is this what this is? It's just me pointing out things that we're doing and very obvious things. It's a gas station. Wow. Very exciting. If any one of you eat this chili cheese pump garbage, you are disgusting. I've been walking around with this big jerk off tripod. To what benefit? I look like a dill hole just to have a few still shots. It's just not worth it. And I keep slipping up, catching myself trying. I'm not supposed to be doing that. This is trying.
Howdy butt.
That is one handsome mailbox. Look at him go. I'm just standing out here getting footage of a clock. It's not very good. I kind of wish I had a normal camera so I could zoom in properly. I was supposed to head back and give Claire her phone back, but now I think I'm just gonna go look at the clock. It is pretty hard to look out here and not think this is just a wonderful area to be. I might be sweating like a hog and wishing I was out of the sun, but man, is it lovely. Definitely nothing to be upset about. Except for all the things there's always to be upset about. I think the biggest challenge of doing all these vlogs is not the actual work of doing them. It's not the running back and forth to record things. It's not even the editing them at the end of the night at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. It's not even the filming in public, which is horrific. I'm getting better at it. That is the one thing I've been improving on. Chicago really forced me to do a lot of things I was uncomfortable with, so I'm getting a little bit better at it. But I've been getting a little bit better at it for what, the last 6 years that I've been making YouTube videos. The hardest thing is trying to figure out what to say, what words would be interesting that aren't just, hey, the same things I've been saying the whole time. I don't know how to do this. I'm uncomfortable, or this is what's going on. We are walking to a Circle K. Isn't that fascinating? I hope that is the one thing out of all of this that I get better at. That and being able to film in front of people where I don't run away like a little baby girl. Don't know if you can see my face, but what difference does it make? I'm currently running a train on this batch building of the battle packs that I most certainly did not need. Thank you, Michael. I'm parting out the speeder bike because the speeder bike is actually the worst that they've ever done. And then I'm building the rest. I'll probably end up parting out the turrets, but this is information that you don't need, nor do you care about. It looks neat, but was it worth it? That is, I'm not quite sure. The best part and worst part about traveling is eating out all the time. Dinner! We have up to a 45-minute wait for dinner, and it stinks like...
Are you dead? Is it over? Is it over? We are at a restaurant, you know that, right? This is awful. This is shameful.
Eat them, it's hard to swallow.
Think about something like, you're right.
We just got back to our beach bungalow place after going to dinner with my sister and her fiance. However, it took us like 20 minutes to get back on here. It's an 8-minute drive. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna go find out because I'm quite annoyed. Maybe I should invest into some sort of penny board or small skateboard type thing. I'm not really a skateboarder, but to get around here all quick like would be super advantageous. Dude, nice Prius. I just saw a fire truck. That might have something to do with it. Looks like someone... Well, somehow it looks like my phone came out of that fall unscathed. Looks like the case took most of the damage. No, I'm calling it there. They wanted us out at the unholy hour of 10, so we're leaving. We're returning the Lego set to Target and then picking up the Yoshi if they still have it. Hopefully they do.
Thank you.
You can see my mistake, how it doesn't make me feel any less stupid, but it's at least 2% more justifiable. Next on the list, Costco.
Our goals at Costco is Halloween.
Chicken bake.
If I try to say anything else, you're just gonna yell chicken bake.
You ruined it. Chicken bake acquired. Now we can look for this dumb Mickey thing. Mediocre news, we found it. Bad news, there's 2. Shocker, we're getting both. Chicken bake down. Next off, grandparents. Quick side mission, we have a bag full of knockoff Lego bricks to give to my sister. We're dropping it off at her house so she can give it to her nephew for whenever he comes over and plays. That is an exclusive hockey minifigure carved out of salt. Drop the Lego off, now to my grandparents. I hate the layout of the phone number, but... Grandparents visit, check. Now we have a bonus quest. We're going to a comic book toy store, Emerald City. It's actually neat. I've been to it a few times. I used to go to it before they went to a larger facility.
I've vlogged about it in one of my old shitty vlogs.
You want to talk about bad vlogs? Oh, boy. So much shiny garbage for us not to get. So many things that we want to take home with us, none of which we need. A lot of it's fun, although these are horrific. It took us 40 minutes longer to get back than it normally does. That was awful. I have some unfortunate news. Well, unless you don't like watching this, in which case, why are you watching this? I'm calling it quits here. I have to be up in 4 hours to go to the airport. So this is it. Short one, it's over. I hope you enjoyed it. Actually, I don't hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stop watching. I hate you.
That's what does it. A lot of emotions.
I feel like we were working on positive, like, you know, talking about oneself about possible.
There's nothing positive about waking up at 4 in the morning.
There you go, sir.
Good luck with your day.
All right, take care. Enjoy your
Thanks. Usually my rides are silent. We talked the whole time. He said a lot of stuff. I had a half an hour until boarding. I should have plenty of time. That line, ooh boy. Man, it's a good thing I set up my pre-check for this ticket. Otherwise, I would be in trouble. Normal line, pre-check, let's go. That was the fastest walkthrough I've ever had through a security line in MCO. Man, the people that fly on Spirit, it is a different breed here. That dude's vaping in the airport. I normally fly United, but when United cost, I don't know, like $600 for one of these last minute tickets, and Spirit cost right around $200. Yeah, the extra legroom wasn't really worth it. I forgot my hand sanitizer. $4 isn't as terrible as I was expecting. Not great though. I just realized the footage I took while purchasing the hand sanitizer was facing the wrong way, and it's just black the whole time. That's cool. I'm gonna go eat my very quickly packed breakfast in the cafeteria area because I have a few minutes to kill. We have some time better than you pre-made peanut butter and jelly, fruit snack, and a pretzel mix for my last flight. Getting waterful today. Time to board my flight. Not looking forward to it. I should probably mention that I'm going to Ohio. I'm going to Ohio. Maybe not. Looks like we're a few minutes late, and there might be some sort of plane issue. I am way too tired for this. That was one of the most uncomfortable chairs I've ever sat on. Double D's have more padding than that. That 2-hour flight did to me what an international overnight flight does to me. I do not feel good at all. Probably due to the fact that I only slept for like 2 or 3 hours. I need to take my bed. I just took a quick nap and man, did I wreck it. I'm on this quick trip to Ohio to check up on my dog, Maybe. She has a diaper because she's leaking. I'm taking her to the vet tomorrow to see how everything's going. It's probably not going well, but we're here for that and it's a part of it. It's not the best, but it's part of it. In the meantime, despite it being, I don't know, 10 hours since I've last been on this recording, I'm gonna go. A giant crash just happened in the house? It sounded like the propane exploded. No. It was just a tree that fell on the house. Oh, that, startling. It knocked off the gutter. A big chunk of it. My lord. There's some on the roof. It hit that tree. There it is. I think that's the top of, hold on, is it this one? Which one was it?
It was standing down there. It was the one that had all the green ivy climbing
there
up.
used to be a tree here, but it looks like the skylines. It's a bit different these days. Now it's here. It's rotten, and that's why it fell. Dear Lord. I'm awake now. Oh yeah, don't worry. The house broke most of the tree's fall. Oh, I see. That's the problem. There's not supposed to be a tree right there. Oh yeah, you see that bend? Yeah, that's also not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be straight. Get ready for the worst lighting in your entire life. Today has been a day. I've been sitting around hanging out with the dogs and the cat and my parents watching TV. We went out to dinner with my grandparents, and now I have these old shoes that my brother left behind, and I've been wearing them, but I've been wearing them out every time I come. They're slippers. And he gets a bunch of free electrical tape for his work. So I am going to use probably too many of these rolls to patch up these shoes, which is not gonna work, but I'm not gonna buy new slippers. That's so stupid. Other than the fact that this is not gonna hold at all, and that it attracts every piece of dirt and dog hair from the floor. Brand new shoes, we're talking about a few extra days of life here. This is a waste of time. I'm going to bed. You know you're in the way, right? I'm gonna make this one quick. Today has been, man, it has been an emotional roller coaster. Am I at an angle? Who cares? I can fix that in post. I won't, but I could. The second someone gives me a set. That doesn't really explain anything. Amongst other things, yeah, I'm known for other things like, the amount of things a tornado has stolen from me, numerous. You're welcome. It is. I have spent way more money on those figures than anyone should ever, or has ever probably. $14 a day. The average ride is between 50 and 70 if you're lucky. I'm trying. Thank you. I appreciate it. Today has been a struggle though to get out and do this one. You're welcome. I do enjoy doing it in this particular way. However, I do it mostly because of financial reasons, not because I wouldn't want to go out and get every single thing, but because of you, I resisted. Yeah, I know, that's probably more positive than I've really ever been on any of my channels. Or ever will be. Better than when you got in there. Lots of stuff that you definitely missed on. Some some of the most absurd, outrageously good deals I have ever seen. When you put it like that, when you say Green Team Pikachu, that makes me want it even more. Yeah, no, I think that one is just a spoof. I really do. I've had a whammon or two in a video or a thumbnail. Yeah, no, I think that was an outlier. A lot of positive comments. Thank you. I wasn't planning on going to Virginia, but now I guess we got tickets last minute. I don't know if it's been noticeable, but I have painstakingly avoided filming my feet or blurring them out in these videos, and I'm not sure if I've done that in the past. I'm pretty sure I haven't, so a lot of work for nothing when I bet you could find feet. Why would you want that though? I don't even know how to respond to this one. It's just a funny response. The hypothetical punishment? I don't remember. I genuinely don't know. I did that over a week ago? Who knows it these days? Who keeps up with this? Oh man, you should see her when she's trying to bust a move at home. Dang, it is definitely most certainly a reason why I'm with her. Lots of awesome comments recently. It's not as useful as you would think. It's neat, it's a neat experience, but it just mostly bumps into people and doesn't really do much, and people don't realize that they're supposed to put plates on top of it, so it's just sitting there doing a whole lot of nothing. That is my personal recommendation on how you should watch this channel, by not watching it at all. No, see, I can't. I'm not supposed to be trying. Is the implication that I can't operate, or I wasn't able to? What? Oh man, guys, this channel is getting gentrified. Again, the comments that are really funny, I don't have a response that would benefit it in any ways. Exactly like this one. See, it's funny because it wasn't a Lorcana vlog. I really did. I really did. Because I overuse it way too much to try to keep the video pace even faster than it is. And I really shouldn't, because these videos are only a few minutes. Probably dumb on my end and gonna get very obnoxious to a lot of people very soon. It's kind of rude, don't you think? Commenting on someone's tiredness. Would you do that if I were a woman? I might. I might. In terms of the internet, that was such a long time ago that I'm shocked people remember it, let alone cared at all. Thank you. It was not that hard. I don't know what you're complaining about. I keep finding stuff that she bought at the yard sale, and I carried this stuff. I helped pack it. I don't know where it's coming from. My lens is not dirty. There's a crack on the front of it, and when you get any amount of light at all, it has a glare or adds a fog to it. No, it's not. 11 minutes, I believe, is currently the record. Keep your facts straight if you're gonna. Don't misinterpret my lore. I don't know how to feel about that. Some of those videos I spend a lot of time on, and a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and most of these videos, actually all of them, I get out in a day. More so a few hours. And that makes me rethink some things. Why? Though, why do you need more? That would be funny in a very unfunny sense. I don't hate content creators. I'm just not a fan of the terminology influencer. It sounds icky. I don't like it. Are you and Claire the Plastic Architect married or related? Yes. I mean, it makes sense that you do, but I appreciate it. I'm shocked. Genuinely, I'm shocked. I'm horrified. Maybe a little bit mortified that someone is inspired enough to make videos. Good luck. Don't make them like me. Oh, did they? Who was it? No, actually, who was it? Who was it? Not that it matters anyways. You're never gonna see this response. I am parting it out. I know they find me annoying and mean and aggravating sometimes, but crazy. Actually, maybe crazy would be better than those other descriptions. It's not. No, it's not. I'm working on videos, I promise, I swear. I just got a little busy, okay? Man, I feel like it is cheating. I do it mostly. I mean, I even showed a clip on the following video of me running back. Sorry. It was locked. Korean barbecue is a complete scam, and I hate it. And I hate people that enjoy it, and I hate Koreans. Christ. Camera, it's not, my phone is not dirty. There's a crack, okay? There is a crack in the screen. No, absolutely. It is. That's where Stephen Hawking and one of the purse people, Michael Kors or something, lives. That's why we stayed slightly north of there, where it's significantly cheaper. Thanks. I got them on sale. I use this one. Well, right now I'm using my brother's so I can read it off because I don't have any other device that has a Wi-Fi connection here, so what would you prefer to see? I didn't want to be a vlog. I wanted to think of a different name other than vlogs, and I asked people and no one ever answered. Is it stealing if people don't notice? This is honestly so funny. I make videos as well and our energy really matches it. And no, I'm blurring out the name because there's no self-promo on this channel. You're saying I'm not trying. You're just going to assume that I'm not scripting these out, constantly putting in way too much effort into this? You say that in a mocking way. You say that like I took something away from you, but we both know that you would have been doing nothing else with your time because I wouldn't be doing anything else with my time. I don't own it, it's not my rental. I just go to help out because the person doesn't live that close to it, which translates to going at 7 o'clock in the morning 5 times in a row to see a door not get fixed. You missed a lot. You missed so much that you should just go back and watch every single one of these videos on both of my channels to catch up. I was at the airport. Model plane, who do you think I am? Says the guy that has thousands of dollars worth of Lego in his bedroom. And it seems like the rest of these are just comments about a tree falling on the house. This concludes our Comment Monday that I've not done for, is today Monday? Oh wow, so I guess this is coming out Tuesday. Should probably get a better schedule with these things. Bye, Turtle. Bye, Cicero. Bye, Tiger. Bye, Preacher Suzanne. Bye, big tree that fell and damaged the house. Bye. Bye. Bye, Ohio.
Back in Florida, not quite sure what to do. Day's not quite over, but I'm not quite feeling like wanting to do a whole lot. Claire collects these pass holder magnets, and we've been putting off getting this most recent one. So we're gonna run to Epcot for 10-15 minutes and go pick one up, and then come back home. And then I'm probably not gonna do a whole lot today. Maybe I'll straighten up my room and get ready, or maybe I'll just mope around for the rest of the night. Who's to say?
I really don't want to record any video right now, but I'm worried if I stop, I will not start back up. Just gonna keep making footage. Good video, content, talking.
Hello.
There's hardly anyone at the park. The waits for everything's real low, and all that effort to get here just for a 2-cent magnet.
Yeah.
We have priorities.
Look, he ate beside them.
We have priorities. Well, we drove all the way out here, all 10.5 minutes of it, so might as well see if any of the rides are short. Our targeted destination, Frozen. We've only done it once. It's only a 35-minute, only 35 minutes? Wow, that's only 35. I pay 35 minutes to wait in Frozen on those tiny, tall cobblestone paths that hurt your feet after a few minutes. This is all her idea. Well, it says it's a 35-minute wait, but that doesn't look like 35 minutes to me. Oh, that was a bus. I think we're going to go get something now.
Ice cream.
I guess it's because of the fireworks, but it looks like a war zone out here. It's poor time because it makes me feel like I'm the cause from all my toilet time. Did I cause the war? Did my bowels cause the war? I'm just building some separatist sets, drinking tea and watching Bad Batch. I'm sure this thing is only a minute or two long, but I'm ending it there. I'm tired and this day has been long. Good night, tri-state area. Not that long ago, I did a video about the never-ending to-do list that I have, that every person has. There's more stuff that I forgot. I have these towel racks / toilet paper holders that I need to put in, and I only remembered to do it because I get to go back to the rental to put some in there as well. Isn't this a fun day? Fortunately, there's already some pre-existing anchor holes from the ones that I just took out. Makes it a little bit easier for me, probably, I hope. Guess not, because these screws go right through. What am I doing wrong? I guess washers don't come with this one. We're just gonna hope it works. I have 2 holes to work with. Maybe these will work, maybe not. I hope I don't screw it up. I probably will. And it goes right through without tightening at all, which means I need to do a new anchor. Let's go! There's a godforsaken stud finder. I'd be damned if I have to do another freaking stupid anchor. Stud is quite far away, so I'm just gonna make it work, I guess. Otherwise, I know if I put it all the way out here, I'm gonna get some bad responses, and the last thing I need on my Yelp review is some more negative responses. All right, 1 down, 5 more to go. Across 2 houses. 5 more to go across 2 houses. I can do it. God dang sons of freaking jerkwads. I swear to God, this... Right, in case you've forgotten the last 2 seconds from the previous clip, I'm at the rental house to put in toilet paper roll holders. Secondary construction site keeps plugging in their godforsaken extension cords into this house and using the freaking water, the goddamn soap. It's a bit frustrating, as in it's entirely frustrating. They were doing this with our house. Same developers did it with our house when we were living there and it was an active construction site. And now they're doing it with this house. I'm gonna kill someone. I'm not being hyperbolic either. I'm literally gonna kill someone. This isn't hyperbolic. Joking. I got him. You thought. Did someone say toilet paper roll holder installation montage? No? Well, too bad. And just like that, one of them's done. Of 3 of this house. Of 6 in total for the day. Way to take away from my accomplishments. Me. Huh. Looks like I have a decision to make where to put this next one, and I'm not quite sure what it's gonna be. Of course I could put it directly across, but that's kind of a stretch, plus it takes up the walkway straight to the shower. The over-the-shoulder seatbelt area kind of works, it's out of the way, but a real long turnaround and stretch to try to, like, basically, I'd have to turn completely around to get to the toilet paper. This back area is a little bit nicer of a reach around, especially for right-handed people, which is most people. Finally, I could attach it to the cabinet itself, which is probably the dumbest possible choice I could make. After breaking all those down, I think it's a pretty easy decision. I'm gonna do it right here outside of the bathroom. Someone finally answered my question of what to call these things outside of a vlog, which I asked over 40 days ago. 40 days ago, someone finally answered. And I was up with it. I was feeling the response. Video documentary, that's actually a pretty solid idea. Not the worst one out there. And I was starting to get behind it until you said mundane life. I'm just recording my Monday. That's hurtful. That's a little bit mean, don't you think? Who am I kidding? Mundane is far too generous of a description. Took more finagling than I'd like to admit, but 2 is in. I didn't strip a screw. I didn't have to figure it out with the limited tools that I brought because I didn't want to bring my whole tool bag. That just didn't happen. One more to go! Seems that the light is connected to the fan in here. That should make for good audio. And 3 is in! Time to go home! Look at me with my dumb little tripod. Apparently Target sales have dropped even more today, upwards of 50% off, so we're gonna go see that because we definitely need more stuff we never needed or wanted. No deals anywhere in sight. Completely barren. Target is an utter bust. And all of this was reused footage and you had no idea. No, I didn't forget to record while I was there. It was a test to see if you noticed and you didn't. You failed. You lose. You specifically. You lose. Yeah, you. I've been rebuilding and parting back together a bunch of my separatist / trade federation ships the last few days. And I would like to continue that by building the first AAT that I ever had, the 2009 one. I've not seen that thing built probably since 2009, and I would really, really like to go build that. Or I could work on my video. Building it is. I was lying. I'm gonna go work on my video. Well, I've been working on this video for a little while now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough recorded so I can get it finished while in California. Same California we're flying to tomorrow night. This is an incredibly dumb option, but I think I need to stop working on this video a second time to go work on another video that's already mostly recorded that I think I might be able to get enough done to finish it while in California for the week that I'll be there. That would be this one. This one right here. Battle droids, yay! Meanwhile, her face is melting off.
I accidentally booked. We don't have flights to Virginia. I messed that up.
I don't know how this happens, but it did. There's just a chance that we might have accidentally ended up in New Jersey instead of...
No, the problem is my Face ID is not working right now.
That's the problem. You're right. That's the... You just want to... I'm not scrambling because it's 10:30 at night and I haven't recorded anything. Claire's building shelves. Look, vlogging. We're vlogging. Assembling shelves. Assemble shot. Ooh, assemble shot. Assemblance. Ooh, we got some good assembly going on here. Ooh, symbol. No, wait, hold on. Don't put it in yet. I need another assembling shot. Oh yeah, that's what I call assembly. That's what you call ugly. We're moving shelves now to make space for the table because we're leaving and we need space for the table while we're not here.
Why are you doing this? It's not Why are you doing the shot? This is so bad.
Look at that, it's all done. Not a waste of time at all. Trying to do a shelf tour right now to make this video a tiny bit longer so it's not 2 minutes long? Nah.
When the gate stops, please exit to gates 30.
I have 4 hours. Fix this sprinkler. I don't have a shovel. Okay, that's not happening. The problem that I thought was the problem isn't the problem, and I don't have time to dig up a third of the yard. Also, I don't have a shovel. Plus, I still need to take a shower, pack all of our suitcases, and get those going. Eat. I also have to eat food. Claire and I have been processing a lot of food, mostly just so it can be frozen, and I've been working on my video as well. Also, I ate. Did I mention I eat? I eat food sometimes. I'm using the last few hours that I have to try to film all the footage I might need for the droid video. I'm definitely most certainly gonna forget some. I had Emily playing on the background, and then she said, I just missed Mirabelle. She is subscribed for me. We're gonna have 31 minutes. 30 minutes for a brickheads? Emily, I need a follow-up video. I need you to make a public statement somewhere, maybe a pinned comment that it took you that long because you were moving cameras around and you accidentally died for approximately, I don't know, 20 minutes while making that because, it's 3:49, we have to leave in about 10 minutes, and I'm trying to transfer all of the footage that I just took, plus all of the footage I took in Chicago, from my main computer to my laptop, so I'm able to work on this while I'm not here. There's about 20 minutes left of uploading and downloading to go, and that is a bit of an issue with our time outline. We're on our way out. Luckily, we didn't really have to pack too much because we still have plenty of clothes and whatever else you need to live in California. Once more, we're at extended parking. Just because somehow it's still cheaper than 2 Ubers.
2 Uber XL.
We got here a little bit early, but that just means more time at the lounge. The lounge gives us more time at the lounge. Time to film my favorite sequence. 1, 2, 3, 3.2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 for the road. Flight. Open door. Our flight's delayed because of weather, so we're gonna go back in the lounge, which isn't the worst, but the delay isn't the best. The delay has been extended, and apparently the club closes in 40 minutes. Let's hope that the delay is less than that, or that the flight's canceled. All right, looks like we're boarding now, finally. Ooh, it didn't get canceled. Yay. Oh boy, that flight was, my bottom is raw. But we're in San Francisco. I feel like there's a lot that has to be done in the next week and a half. I couldn't list most of them, but I feel like there's a lot. But most importantly, the thing that's needing to be done right now is I need to go take it. I'm just kidding. But what isn't a joke is the fact that I completely forgot the keys to the house here. Whoops. And we are back. And tired, but we're not going to bed. We ordered food because almost everything is closed at this point in time, but it's not getting here until midnight, which is 3 o'clock.
I ordered from another place, so we're gonna have lots and lots of food.
You ordered two dinners?
3 things.
You ordered three different?
I ordered a lot of food, yeah. We're here for a week.
One of our apparent 3 meals is here, and I'm racing very slowly down this average speed elevator to pick it up. I'm hoping it's sushi. Sushi, Claire just told me it's normal food. A real mix of emotions here. The food was delivered in a box and to Clary because I guess they pronounce the E's in other cultures.
Yeah, but no, why is the food in a box?
Desserts? This isn't food. Okay, I'll eat it. I guess I'll eat mini ice cream sandwiches before dinner. I just remembered that we have to be up at like 8 in the morning. Yay! Going to pick up round 2. Let's hope it's food this time. This one came with the free toast. Look at that chubby little boy. Look at him go eat that bowl of ramen, little fat boy. Not that I don't enjoy a good dumpling or two, but man, do I like sushi. And it's here, or it might be a minute early. Either way, my excitement is high. This is what I'm talking about. Well, that wasn't very good. As much as I would love to stay up and continue doing this stupid, dumb video, we have to be up at 7 in the morning.
We're up at like 8:30.
Let it be known, due to the time, I am not responsible for my actions here on out. I mean, 8:30. Who wakes up this early? Ironing my shirt for today. I would make for a great housewife if only I could read. That's right. My parents taught me how to iron. What did yours teach you? How to be stupid? Got 'em. Leaving. Going away. Finally made it out here to this family religious shindig thing. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not comfortable. Oh well. Well, that was a brisk hour and 45 minutes. Now it's time to eat. The only part I'm interested in. That's rude. But true. I'm being honest. Doesn't necessarily make me a good person, but food. Honestly, it's their fault. If they didn't tell us to get here a half an hour early, I would have had time to eat breakfast. But that's on them. That's on them, not me. I'm not a bad person. I'm a bad person. Man, that is one fat little squirrel. Why are you hanging out with the chickens? Ooh, you are a big fat boy. Wow, look at you. You are obese. Oh my God, you could barely get down there. There he goes. It looks like more like a groundhog than a squirrel. Look at him. He can't even run. He can't even run. Look at that fat boy. That is the fattest squirrel I've ever seen. I guess this thing goes until 3, so there's still an hour left. I'm just gonna hang out with these guys. They know what's up. Oh no, you've been picked on. Claire said if I behaved, we get to go to Bricks and Minifigs. Nah, that sounds too much like Ross. That's not even the truth. Yeah. Although our house guest is not very excited.
No, I'm not.
We've not been to this one, and it's a lot smaller than the other one. But hey, maybe it'll have something useful. Probably not, just overpriced Lego. I'm Firebird Bricks, I'm going to my Grand Rapids Minifigs. Well, that store is pretty weak, but the Lord of the Rings box, nice find. Oh, he's all tuckered out. Haul time. Time for a haul. This concludes the haul. Thank you for joining the haul. Fine, I'll show you a little bit more. This is the box I got. It opens up. Wow. Look at that. And one more for the road. I wanted that particular one because it's weird and I like weird things. And it's one of the few Lord of the Rings things that I've known about that kind of hard to get. Not because it's overly rare, just because it's kind of obscure in my MO though. Like these Mario standees that Claire's been threatening to get rid of and break and throw away for a long time. Just please someone buy them. I don't know what to do with them. Please buy them. I guess this crap here It's just one of those things that's not very useful, but I've just had my eye on it for a while. It's a drawer. Actually, I'll show you. It fits into this drawer system. Usually they just have normal little Lego heads, but they're pretty neat. And it was my main use of storage for Lego for a long time. Hence all the Star Wars stickers that are on here from years past. We have a few extra lying around. Actually, more than a few. We have that whole stack right there. They're usually just used for product management of whatever projects that we're working on at the time. I did see a picture a while back where someone used it for minifigure storage, which I think is what we're gonna end up using them for whenever we get them back in Florida, where most of our minifigures are. Emphasis on most. A lot of unnecessary nonsense. Speaking of which, I don't know if you can even experience jet lag from just a 3-hour time difference, but if you can, I'm experiencing it. Or I'm just incredibly tired because I have been bouncing back and forth all over the place, and I have proof because I've recorded every single god-blessed moment of it. What I haven't recorded is anything from when we got back home to the point right now, which I think is like 1 o'clock in the morning, West Coast time. So 4 o'clock East Coast time. Now, could I continue on trying to fill you in on the goings-on of what happened? Yes, I can. I could, and I will. We got home and took a nap. You're basically caught up now. But now I want to know something from you, and I want all honesty. I want you to be forthright with me. Are you pooping right now? Are you on the toilet? It's fine if you're not, and it's fine if you are. I just need you, I want you to tell me, are you using the restroom while you watch this? Because these are pretty perfect length for average. Is that really how I'm gonna end this video? Asking my meager audience if they're taking a crap right now? Yeah. Today is a day of figuring out what the heck we have here to take this trip. We have a lot of crap to break down. I mean, a lot of crap to break down. One might say too much crap. We have plenty of suitcase allowance to take quite a bit of this. But that means we have to break down or unbox. Ooh. And deciding what to unbox might be a little bit tricky. I guess I'm gonna start with the Silent Mary, which needs a lot of dusting. I'm talking like 4-5 years of dusting. I tried to pull something out for Ryan and found a castle box. I forgot that we saved it. Ryan is working on a video of his top 100 rarest Star Wars crap that he has, and I have something for him that I saved a few years ago now. I just haven't got it to him because it's big and expensive, and I'm not finding it. Big and expensive to ship, that is. Originally, I wasn't gonna keep it for myself because it's just too big for this apartment, but we are in Florida now. And this looks a lot cooler than I remember. It was a pain to get back because it was just so big but to get it to Florida would be expensive. I'd either have to wait for movers whenever we do that, if we ever get to that, or ship it. But alternatively, if I let Ryan keep it like I originally promised and then reminded him yesterday like an idiot, I could just have him pay for it and then put a bunch of extra posters that I've been saving to ship or other flat things that I didn't want to pack because it's just so big and won't really fit in suitcases. But if he pays for the shipping, I could just cram it in there and then pick it up from his house when I get back. These are decent ideas that I'm working with here. That took around 2 hours to take apart, maybe even longer. That was a miserable experience. No wonder Claire put it off for multiple years and had me do it at the last minute. I understand. I probably would have tried the same thing. I don't know if I can forgive her though. I understand it. I respect it. But I don't like it. It never ends. I will die before all these sets are taken apart. Man, this is just a never-ending parting out nightmare. Obviously, everything has to be broken down to take it. It's still, we're only here for a week, so it seems silly to buy a bunch of groceries, so we've been eating out more than we ever normally do. Actually, in the last month, the amount of times we've gone out to eat has been too much. Too much. That might sound like a complaint, and it is. I'm fortunate enough where we eat inside, and Claire cooks most of our meals, so this is abnormal, and I don't know how much more my body can take it before it starts actively having way too much diet. We are hitting the road. 60 degrees is not what it used to be. I think Florida's getting to me. God, the city smells like dookie.
That's me.
Oh, watch out for the pee. Forgot about my favorite game, having to skip past poop while wondering, is it human or is it dog? The whole time it smells like weed. You're just getting bombarded by all the senses. I'm gonna be honest, I was quite excited to come back here to film videos, but after walking for approximately 3 minutes outside, I am more than ready to leave. And the guy back there that just peed sealed the deal. I'm leaving tomorrow. That guy just picked something up off the floor and ate it. My going theory is a cigarette. It wasn't bad, but the 20 extra minute wait for my food versus everybody else's kind of put a damper on it. It took one 10-minute walk to remind me how bad the city is. I don't regret leaving. I guess I like soccer now. We're on our way to go watch a soccer game, which might be over by the time we get there. Not the worst possible outcome. A soccer game on TV, not in person. Not like an actual event. Apparently our team won. I didn't know we had a team, but they won. The view makes it a little bit difficult to watch, but that's not gonna stop me from supporting my boy PP. Let's go PP. Over an hour, not one score. 90 minutes in, and all we have is nothing. There's no point watching now that PP's out.
Is it over? Can we go home?
No. Another 4.
Why? He scored!
Well, that's 5 and 5.
What? Why can't it just end?
That's it.
There's still 55 more shots that they get to take.
That's it.
Shut out. Let's go home. We just got back, but we're gonna go run some errands. Instead of driving, we're gonna walk because we don't walk enough. Every time we're in the city, we do make drop-offs like these. People, it seems a bit silly to save all of your garbage and take it all the way back to California from Florida, but people do a lot more for a lot less. I'm just grateful that it's really nice today. One of the few... I'm only a bag carrier, I don't get much out of this. It's a shame, no matter how nice the day is, the city is still disgusting. We're taking a quick detour to Japantown, because why go home and work when you could not? The stores here all have a bunch of imports from all over Asia. Some of it's fun, some of it's... most of it's overpriced. Looks like the most interesting part is closed. The most interesting part that's not inside selling me cheap stuff. It feels like this place is just a touristy destination version of Japan, but in reality, it's surprisingly similar. Wait a minute. Was that card ass? Oh my god, it was card ass. While it might be a little bit unfortunate that most of the stores close at 6, it's probably for the best that they do close so we don't buy a bunch of... So we didn't buy more crap. Like a brand book about Lego. Just Lego brand stuff, don't know what's in there. Hopefully it's something new and interesting. Or these candy cards. I actually opened up one of these before in a video a long time ago. No one really watched, which is fine. I would not approve. I got one for myself and one for someone else. Claire got a bunch of weeb nonsense. Isn't that fun? That's apparently a mobile game. Oh, is that terrible? And pricing for this is $250 to ship to Florida. $250! I'm actually a little bit upset how much I recorded today for how short the video is. It probably doesn't help that I overlap and I leave very little dead air. I definitely prefer something being said during the video when there's just gaps of nothingness. It makes it a little bit more of a boring, slower and better pace probably, but a little bit more boring of an experience. And I think that's shooting myself in the foot where I am almost having the length of every video that I make. At least the videos that involve me leaving the house where there's time passage footage of us walking and I was talking to the camera, but then I would run ahead like a weirdo and then run back to pick up the camera real fast. It's all pretty irrelevant anyways, as long as I'm just getting the videos out. That's the goal, right? A video every day. No time to stop, no time to slow down. I'd like to slow down. If you just skip to the end hoping for some sort of satisfaction, like there's an additional bonus thing that I added that wasn't in the last 50 days, then no, shame on you for skipping. It's in the video. I did something like that somewhere in the video. I'm not going to tell you where. You have to actually watch it to find it. And if you did watch all this and then you got to the end, I have to apologize, not only for not having anything special, but more so for you watching all of this. How?